Hello there, you guys. Welcome on and welcome back to the Comfy Couch Chat podcast, or welcome in for the first time, maybe. I don't know. Hi, you guys.
Hey.
We're joined by HylianDescent today, and I think, as we were saying beforehand, this is the most prepared we've been. This should be a really fun and interesting podcast. So thank you guys so very much for being here.
Welcome.
Definitely
Oh my
pretty
god.
excited.
So we got Q&A. If you guys want to ask Hylian, Rosie, myself, or all of us some questions, !Q&A in chat. Post it anytime during the stream. There's no real time limit at the moment, at least. And yeah, for now, we're just gonna be doing introductions, I guess.
Yeah, because I'm guessing maybe some people don't know me, Crystal, or Josh. I did not forget your name.
Oh,
Wow. Good start. Good start.
Hi, Chad.
Oh my god. Well, we're off to a good start. I think I'm just thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. You know what? Crystal, talk. You do the talking, okay? I'm just gonna sip on my water.
Okay. You sip on that water, girl. So why don't we just start with Hylian? How did you get your start in streaming? You know, when did that all go down? Because I know I found you years ago, and I remember you were playing City Folk on that day. I remember it very distinctly, and you were fishing.
Nice. The City Folk days. I vaguely remember when you popped into. It was pretty early in the journey.
Mhm.
So just like a couple months in. I started about 3 years ago streaming, but I think I was creating content in some fashion for like 6 years. It was just awkwardly. It was Tumblr stuff.
Oh, love it.
I would take pictures from my Animal Crossing GameCube stuff that I would do in game.
Mhm.
Cute little, the kind of stuff I post on Twitter, and I would just post it with like a really dorky caption. And then eventually I upgraded to GIF making. Oh my lord.
Oh.
And I would make GIFs and post them on Tumblr. But yeah, it started about 3 years ago on Twitch. I think it was April 2019. Yeah, sounds about right.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think a couple months later I ran into you, which by then I would have also ran into Rosie. I think y'all were engaged at that point, right? Like, weren't y'all like in a? Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've seen Roszipou in your chat since the dawn of time. So I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I think I met you both around the same time, most likely. Yeah, right around 3 years ago. But yeah, I started streaming on Twitch. I was doing just all sorts of variety stuff, Zelda, Sonic, just trying to find my footing. And then I stumbled into Animal Crossing and quickly fell in love with just like waking up in the morning and playing cozy Animal Crossing. Like, what better way to start your day, right? Especially like as a streamer, I feel like it was the perfect combination. And then from there, I just continued down that journey, doing the AC stuffs.
Still streaming regularly Animal Crossing as well.
Yes. I still do stream Animal Crossing regularly. It's definitely like my main the main fandom that I engage with when it comes to content creation. But yeah, I've also done Stardew Valley, and I've tried to branch into more like variety Nintendo content, so you can catch a lot of that as well from my little network of content creation. But yeah, that's pretty much my journey as far as Twitch goes. A lot of cozy, comfy Harvest Moon style games, stuff that I grew up on, and that was really easy for me to engage with chat. That's kind of been my focus for like these 3 years, is how could I really focus on chat but also still entertain through games. And that's where like Animal Crossing came in. So yeah, it's been quite a journey. I can't believe we just passed 3 years this past April. Like, I don't even know what to say about that right now.
So fast.
Yeah.
I remember that I discovered your stream because Crystal rated you.
Yeah.
And very quickly you became like my morning routine. Like, before I would go to college, I didn't have time to play video games because I was too asleep. So you would play for me, if that makes sense. So I would like watch your content and like get my dose of Animal Crossing through you. And like, it's crazy to think like it was, and even today, if there's a morning that you're not live, I'm just like, what am I doing?
Like, what now?
What now? What should I do with myself?
Well,
And
that makes me blush. Stop it.
okay.
No, it's been fun. It's fun. I'll never forget, actually, on this note, Crystal, when one of the times that you came and raided, it was like some of the, even now, when you get a raid from Simply Press Start, chat, it's like, I just got raided from Simply Press Start. But like back then, for me, even more, it was like insane. Because, you know, you have like a very like pronounced or very like well-developed YouTube audience, and I couldn't help but I knew you from YouTube just a little bit already. So like when you came around, it was crazy. I wasn't ready for that. But I'll never forget one time you mentioned that you would watch my streams before you went live, and that was definitely one of my favorite moments through stream. I've gotten some compliments in my day, and like whatever, I don't take them the best, but it's nice. But I'll never forget that. I just wanted to throw that at you because you were like, yeah, I watch your streams in the mornings before I get ready for my stream. And I was just like, no way. It was cool. That was the
God.
Animal Crossing GameCube and City Folk days. We were doing a lot of that. I couldn't stomach Wild World, so I couldn't play a lot of it.
Yeah.
I tried, but.
Yeah. I think
Wild World is just like too crusty.
it
Just
is
a bit.
I feel like
very...
I feel like you must have played a Wild World back in the day to like really enjoy it today, because it's way too crusty
Yeah.
for me. Like, I'm not one person that will be like, oh my god, like, I'm not gonna play this game because the graphics are like turning me off. But also, I feel like there's a limit to the crustiness that a game can have as well. Like, I don't know. And Wild World is just like dirty.
Poor
No,
Wild World.
but for real, like, you barely have like patch of grass, and it just looks dirty. Like, it's full of dirt everywhere. And I don't know, the thing that I liked about City Folk was like seeing my town on TV with like the vibrant colors of the Wii, and it's just like, I don't know.
I agree. There's definitely a little bit too much dirt in that game. It does feel dirty.
I think just, once City Folk came out, Wild World is just City Folk light, essentially, at this point. So, no offense to Wild World fans out there, but just saying, it is what it is.
Yeah, a lot of people love it. That was a lot of people's first Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
It was very much the new leaf of like, I feel like most people skipped GameCube. So I feel like Wild World was like the first new leaf. And then a ton of people got hip, and then New Leaf, then a ton more people got hip. And then, of course, the story of New Horizons. So.
Yeah.
And it kind of came up like in a lot of conversation like between me and Crystal, but like we're both really in awe to the fact that like you're still playing New Horizon on stream. I feel like both of us are like kind of like burnt out of that game, and I just don't know how you do it. How like you wake up every day, you turn out that game, and you're like not fed up. Maybe it's because like you don't really play the game and you catch up with chat more than anything, or I don't know. But I want to know your magic tricks.
I think it's a little bit of that. I don't know. To be honest, I've even recently hit a burnout. So it happens. I have my moments where I wake up. I think for me, burnout equals not being excited to stream. That's burnout, right?
Yeah.
That's the feeling I've correlated with burnout, where if I wake up and I'm not excited to go play Animal Crossing, I'm like, okay, there's a problem. This is weird. Don't force it, right? But so I have those moments. I try to hide them a little bit. I try to really like show my enthusiasm for the game, but I don't know. I think I do just have like an unbridled passion for it. I really don't know for sure if I'm crazy or if I just really like the game a lot. I think I'm somewhere in between. Yeah, somewhere
That's
in between.
fair.
Maybe a little bit out of my gourd, but that's okay. That's okay. It's a great game.
I think it was yesterday that you were talking about like, what is it, the potato pie analogy?
Not
like,
the potato pie. I don't think Crystal might have heard this one.
I haven't heard this
No?
one. What's going on with the potato pie?
I went through this rant. Sorry, Roszipou, to take it from you.
No,
I
it's
went through
okay,
this
go
rant on stream about the analogy of people like ordering a potato pie at a restaurant and then the recipe changing. That was the analogy. And New Horizons is the different recipe, but like New Leaf was like your tried and true potato pie that this restaurant sold you for years. And then people walk into the restaurant and they order it and it's not the same and they get mad but they keep eating it and it's like, why are you eating food that you don't like? But they're so angry but they're just eating this. And it was really weird, and I think we spent 30 minutes talking about potato pie and my chat's mad at me now, and it was all over the place. So.
Honestly, it was perfect because I feel like I was listening to you while I was working. I was like, you know what? I think this is the reason why I cannot play New Horizon anymore. It's because I'm just trying to fill myself a potato pie that I just ate. But I don't hate it. It's still good, but it's not what I
Right.
used to like.
Doesn't
right?
hit that spot
It's,
right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like when, I don't know for you, chat, but over here, I sort of got Oreos used to be thicker.
That's random. Wait, really?
I sort of got they used to be thicker. Now I just I need to buy the double stuff Oreos, so it feels like the old Oreos. I don't know.
Do you think that they made them thinner to get you to buy the double stuff?
Maybe Canada Oreo is just big brain.
I
Or,
don't have my tinfoil hat right now, but I'm ready to dive in. Deep dive.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Oreo deep dive. Can we change the title of this? Can we just go
Oreo
into
deep
Oreos
dive?
the rest of the Can we I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind.
That's gonna be the title for the YouTube thing. Oreo deep dive. They have mega Oreos. Or okay, I'm sorry, we're going to Oreo rant because I really like Oreos. And I swear to God, we don't have that many flavors of Oreos. We have golden, chocolate, and normal.
We have more over here these days. They're getting more.
We
and
don't
more.
have the birthday shit
I've
or
had cinnamon bun. They're really good.
What?
those.
Cinnamon bun?
Yeah, they taste great. I'm maybe this is a bit of blasphemy. I don't like the cream in the Oreos anymore. When I was a kid, I did. I just want the cookie. If they just sold me the cookies, I'd be very happy.
I wonder why they haven't. Do they?
I've never seen it. But
yeah, that's.
I
yeah.
want it. I think I've
I've only ever had
like
look
Oh,
at her
no.
face. Look at her. I mean, let's be honest. The cookie is better than
Mhm.
the cream. The cream's just like the side. I don't want to use that word, but you get it.
I am holding up to not say anything right now, so the cream.
I'm gonna lose my wife over this.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, end of the Oreo rant.
Maybe. Maybe we'll go back to it.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like, anyway, going back to the potato pie, I feel like that really explains why I just cannot stream that game. It's just because I'm forcing myself to eat something I'm super nostalgic for, and it's not the same thing anymore, and stuff change. And yeah, you just illuminated my brain yesterday, and that was nice.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to answer the question that you did to start that little Oreo rant. I don't know. I really don't all the way know how I can enjoy a game as much, but to clarify, I hit burnout all the time with New Horizons, and I just try to kind of cover it up a little. I don't like to use that word, but kind of putting makeup on a bruise kind of vibe. You're still gonna see it. Maybe you're still gonna. I'm not gonna be able to. I identify that it's okay to burn out and walk away from a game for a little bit. But I will try to find a unique way to play it. I'll try to do weird stuff like challenges. The chat recently told me about there's a YouTuber that does scavenger hunts
Mhm.
through dream addresses.
Oh,
And
that's
they
cool.
start off the stream with 6 items, and then they have to go through random dream addresses, either from the chat or just random in the game, to find these items. And it's how long will it take them to find these specific items in everyone's different islands? Stuff like that. That's what I think that's
Whoa.
the tool that I use. It's goofy stuff like that to maybe make the game fun. But I think the best way to fight that burnout is mixing up the Animal Crossing I'm playing, and then not playing it in my free time, which kind
Mhm.
of sucks. And then lastly, splashing in that variety in the stream. Some of my favorite streams right now are Saturdays because I'm sitting there playing goofy old retro games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
that's a
enjoy
lot
those.
of fun to me. Yeah, that's a breath of fresh air. If I don't have those breath of fresh air days in the week from AC, I think I would have long walked away from long ago. I would have walked away for sure. So.
Yeah. I know that pain all too well. I streamed New Leaf for pretty much an entire year before New Horizons came out, and then, you know, so many years doing YouTube content before that. And
I can only
don't
imagine.
want to touch
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah,
I
like
have no desire to go back.
the amount of New Leaf that you have streamed,
Yep.
it's probably more than how much Animal Crossing I've streamed altogether. I don't know how long you were doing it, but you probably more. I wouldn't be surprised
It was a
if you
lot.
if you count your YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. I
And
don't know.
it's like when people ask for more New Horizons or New Leaf, content, I'm just like, how do you want more of that? I don't understand.
And you know, I mentioned like the get creative thing, but see, recently I realized, like, what if you're not feeling creative?
Mhm.
Then doing like creative Animal Crossing content, challenges and scavenger hunt, at that point, you're just putting a band-aid on a wound.
Yeah.
You're just like, this is I feel like there's a line, and I think you identified it, and your content's probably healthier for it. You're probably happier that you're not like, okay, how can I trudge on with AC today?
Exactly.
Right? Like, that's not a good feeling. So like, I know for a fact that there's a point in time that I could hit that point. You know, as much as I've played AC and I kind of am very enthusiastic about it, I guarantee you I will hit a point where it's like, no longer.
Absolutely.
We're moving on, right? And I think I'm kind of just waiting for like another really big game that fits my style. Something like Breath of the Wild 2.
Yes.
Who knows? Who knows? Like, you know, I could literally just become a Breath of the Wild 2 streamer when that comes out because I'm a Zelda fan, like, you know. So we'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that like your name is really Zelda-esque, but you just like end up playing a ton of Animal Crossing.
Yeah. So yeah, I
It's-
can't remember what my name was before. It was Animal Crossing Gaming Group. That's what people used to call me. So yeah.
Oh my god. Yes, Unted Chocolatier.
Yes.
That's when
gonna
it's
be
gonna come
exciting.
out. We
That's
all
gonna be a
gonna
good
be
one.
like all over for it.
If
because
there's
I
any
guess-
kind of multiplayer in it, we have to link up.
Ooh, yes.
mhm.
That would be sweet. That would be cool.
Because I guess that's also the same thing for me with Stardew. Like I love Stardew, but I ate it. I ate that game. So whenever like there was an update that came out, I was like, okay, let me try to do a new farm. And then I was like, oh, well.
Yeah, I took a whole year off of Stardew in order to play it again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A whole year off. It was like
Mhm.
last February until this like March, or roughly like this year, like January, I think, or something. I started that save. Yeah, I could not play more Stardew. I tried. I couldn't do it, dude. I was sitting there, I'd waking up in the morning before the show, like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So after like a day or two of that, I cut it. Yeah.
It's so important to give yourself that mental space as well, to just not feel like you need to be playing this game, even if you know it does bring in your audience or bring in more of an audience, or, you know, what have you. It's nice to have a variety, I feel like.
I will say that you inspired me a bit on that. Like watching you like walk away from Animal Crossing, proudly walking away saying, yeah, as much as I love this game and as much as it built my community, like I need a breath of fresh air, and like taking that mental space for yourself, it did like show me. I remember thinking more than once, like, heck, like if this person that I looked up to, their content was willing to do this, like maybe I should reconsider how gung-ho I'm going. That's probably why I have been doing a lot more variety nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So, because it's like, it's nice. It's just and it makes the Animal Crossing content fun. So like for you, example, like when you do eventually maybe load it up one day for something random, you're going to enjoy the heck out of it.
Yeah.
Because you haven't like really played it in a while. So
Mhm. Yeah, it does make a huge difference. So, and I'm glad to see that you're kind of like doing other things that you really want to do. I know that you enjoy your retro days, and
Yeah,
like
it's
those are
fun.
cool. It's cool. No, like you don't see too much of that. So
I can't wait to see you play Elmo's Alphabet Adventure again. It was so fun.
No.
God.
Big content.
That was the highlight of my career.
Yes.
Wow.
That and the Shrek game.
Oh no, please, no. That game was a dumpster fire.
It was amazing though. Like, yes,
added-
where are the ageless Shrek in the chat?
Crystal, the Shrek game had burp and fart buttons.
it's a thing of
Like,
beauty. It is a thing of beauty.
Serious mechanics built into the game, Crystal. You don't understand. You had to fart on enemies and light your fart on fire to defeat them.
Which Shrek? Like what console? Which Shrek game was this?
It was
again?
on GameCube, and it was called extra large.
I own it.
You do?
I don't think I've ever touched it, but I do own it. It's behind me.
Oh no, it's
Go
called
get
extra
it. We
large.
need proof. We need proof.
I just
Oh
don't
my
even want to
gosh.
acknowledge it.
No,
Oh my
don't.
God.
It
One
was
day.
a night. That game was a dumpster fire, dude. A thing of beauty. I'll take that. I like that.
Please stream it.
Yes.
No. I own 2 for GameCube, and I was like, I don't know which one this is, but oh dear.
Oh Lord.
Okay, so I can see that we have a whole bunch of questions coming in. Once again, if you guys
Ooh.
want to ask any of us anything, and if it's like for a specific person, maybe put like, you know, Hylian, Rosie, Crystal, whoever, just in front. Or if it's for all of us, then we'll all just answer. But first one is a doozy of a question, may I say,
Oh.
from
Oh.
Mr. Will Games. Hylian, what is it like being such a buff daddy?
Oh.
You're welcome.
No.
I read that out loud. It's fine.
Do I answer this honestly? I don't know. I don't even know what I say. I was not ready to chat. I'm watching you chat. I got my eye on you punks. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Let me think. I am neither buff nor daddy. That's about all I could say to that.
Isabel, with great difficulty. I've been sitting staring at that question for like the last 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh. I knew that question or something similar to it was in there, so I'm glad we got it out of the way first. Yeah, that's good. Let's get it out of our system. Nice, nice.
Oh my God.
Oh god.
So I guess I can figure that this Q&A is not gonna be as serious as I thought it. Oh my God.
I don't know. With us three, how serious could it be?
Yeah,
It's
true.
gonna be jokes.
Yeah,
I feel like
definitely.
SPS is maybe the most serious of us three. What do you think, chat? Who's the most serious of us three? I feel like it's got to be SPS,
I do think
right?
it's me, to be honest.
It's
Yeah.
gotta be me.
And that's
It's
not
gotta be
even
me.
if you are that serious. I don't think you are. I just think it's your like.
That is
I think the
that's
natural
my
energy you put off is just like that. You take you're very serious, but like, in all reality, I think from watching your content, I've identified that you're just like kind of quiet. Like you're just like
I'm
a quieter
just quiet.
human.
Literally, that's it.
Yeah, you're just a quieter human, right? Yeah.
The joke's in my head.
She's quiet, but like the stuff that goes in her head though.
Exactly. Yeah. Not
yeah,
everyone
yeah.
not everyone's a
Yeah.
Roszipou hooligan, okay?
Talking about
I'm not holy.
cucumbers earlier, Rosie. I
don't
was
wanna know.
lurking for that. Called out.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
No? Okay.
No.
Was this in Roszipou's chat? Because then I definitely don't want to know. 'Cause that chat be popping, okay?
It's great.
Do you guys want to know the cucumber? Chat, of course, they're gonna say yes for sure. I'm a restrained Roszipou. I'm a pooligan.
We need a Rosie Pooligan emote. Putting that out there.
Oh my god, not the cucumber. The cucumber. Yeah. So, yeah, we're Christians. We're pretty pure Christians, boy, in my chat. I don't know what you mean.
Pure
I don't know what
Christian-
you mean.
Christian Minecraft server?
So, someone came into my chat, right, and I'm playing Final Fantasy X, and I was explaining how I self-lock myself in the game because pretty much I was in the part where the game I couldn't grind, and the monster I was supposed to be grinding off, they were way too powerful for me. And they acted like kind of tough, and they're like, "Oh, but you can't do that without the spirit grid." And I'm like, "Listen, I prefer to put a cucumber in my ass over doing that part of the game without any spells and anything. Please."
It was a beautiful response.
That
Yo, those
person
people
stopped.
do come in the chat. They do.
I mean, to be fair, like they stopped talking afterwards.
They
so
did.
It worked. It worked, but
I'm gonna
know.
save that one for the next time I get back seated in a game. I'm gonna save. Yeah, I like that. Put that in
And-
my kit.
yeah, and your kid. Okay, I'm sorry. Well done.
I love this. Question number 2 from Epic Mimikyu. Most fun / exciting stream moments. I guess it's for anyone. So
Mm.
Oh my gosh. Most fun / exciting stream moments. I guess the first one right off the top of my head was getting rated by Twitch for my partnership.
yes, I heard
Mm.
about that.
That was pretty cool. That was pretty rad. I really, really loved that. I thought that was amazing. I guess
I was there.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to leave it to one. You guys go.
Most exciting? I mean, I feel like every day is exciting
What
on
about
Twitch.
maybe
I feel
a game
like
you played? Maybe your favorite game would
I
make you
feel
help.
like my most highlighted moment was when I was playing Final Fantasy VII on stream, because I never played that game. Well, I did try to play that game before, but I just couldn't handle the Lego stick figures graphic of the game. Like, it was putting me off like way too much, and like the translation error. Now I can laugh about it, but like I feel like my most highlighted moment was when the thing happens and then suddenly one of my mods just redeems emote only, and I'm like, oh no, what's happening? Why people only talk in emote? Why people are spamming cry?
Oh no.
It was a scene where Aerith get stabbed in the back.
Oh, was that your first time seeing that?
It was I know it was about to happen because I know the story of the game in general. I know this character was
Same.
about to die, but I didn't know when.
Right.
So
So that I understand now. So your chat starts putting crying emotes in the chat. You're like, what's about to happen? Oh no! Like, that's crazy. That's cool.
And I thought it was really nice because I told my chat, like, I know she's gonna die, but I don't know when and I don't know how. So I thought, like, because in my head Twitch was just like people that are like gonna ruin the moment of like any first playthroughs or whatever, or like people that is gonna scream, oh, just try to do a moon jump in the chat and like spoil everything, you know? And like it was kind of like a nice moment when like I reflect back because everyone got together so I can have like a fresh experience, like a first experience, still knowing that people were watching me, but not
Yeah.
like directly saying to me like, okay, the shit is about to happen.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, I thought it was a nice community movement of them. And then I proceed to die in the boss fight like 3 times. So I had to re-see the cutscene 3 times, and then I cried 3 times in a row.
Oh my gosh. Give it up for old games not letting you skip cutscenes, baby. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. What about you, Crystal? What is your big moment?
I feel like I'm a broken record because when I've gotten asked this before, it's always the same answer, but March 20th, 2020, front page of Twitch, ACNH came out that day, and I don't know if everyone knows the lead up to that day. I did not sleep. I was not eating right. I was a wreck. The mods were like dragged into the chaos. I got that an email, and I legit saw it, and I'm like, this isn't real. This is some sort of scam. And like, I didn't answer them for a while. And I had to like go to Twitch and be like, hey, is this real? But yeah, no, that's my biggest moment. It was super exciting. Met a lot of new people that day who are still here, and the energy was like so crazy. It was a lot of fun. So
Oh yeah, it's almost intoxicating when your chat is that energetic.
yeah.
It was so cool, and like people were kind of nice. I don't know if the mods at that time were just like deleting a ton of messages so they don't like backseat you that much, but it was nice to see like 5,000 people in your chat and like be like, oh yeah, I played this game at midnight, you good? And like they were answering your question, and everybody was nice, and
Yeah, people were super respectful.
Yeah, generally like just a nice experience. But holy fuck, I would have shit my pants if I were you.
Oh yeah.
It
Oh
was
yeah.
scary.
I don't know. Uh-huh.
It was
I remember
fun.
just seeing your chat at some point with the New Horizons stuff when you were on the front page. It just like, it was absurd. It was absurd a couple times. It was nuts.
Yeah.
I was just like, I just remember thinking like, her poor mods.
We had like it was like we had like a schedule set up for like when the mods were gonna be on and like who would be on, then people would be going to play the game themselves, and then people would be eating, and it was like a huge strategic plan, and it went off perfectly. The mods were fantastic. But
Shout
like,
out to the
dear
mods,
Lord.
yeah. You
Yeah.
definitely have a stellar set of mods on your team, yeah.
Oh, I'm very happy to have them. I wouldn't be able to do this without them.
I'm gonna start poaching them. Yo, what's up, mods?
What's up, mods? Can I get your number? Okay. Next question. Bookworm Maya, hope I'm saying that name right. How did you handle your first streams when you might have been streaming to just a couple of lurkers, or did you start with an established fan base from somewhere?
Ooh, good question. Good question.
Remember my first stream?
You do remember it or you don't?
I do.
What was it like?
It was actually like a test stream. I asked my friend to come in my chat, and I wanted to see if I could stream Kingdom Hearts off my PS4 if I liked the experience. And then I was just like talking in French to my friend, like doing my own business, and then someone from the HGG community raided me.
Oh.
And then they were
nice.
like, "We can't hear you." And I'm like, shit. Because the game was like too loud compared to my voice, because I had the shittiest, like, you know, when you buy a PS4, it comes like with like a little headset with like a
Oh,
little
no.
microphone like that.
Yeah.
It was horrible. So people couldn't hear me. All they could hear was like, ha, ah, ah, from Sora and etc. So it was very intense. I streamed for like an hour, and yeah, it was amazing. Like, just doing like a test stream, and like people were rating me, and they're like, "Oh my god, you finally start streaming!" And I'm like, "No, I don't exist. Please don't see me in this context. I am not ready."
On one point, or like on one side of the coin, it's like very nerve-wracking to have people see you on that light.
Mm-hmm.
But I've learned through like doing my first YouTube videos and them being so terrible that like it's kind of cool to document the journey. Like, people really like seeing that. People like seeing you from the bottom and then to the top.
Mhm.
So it's like, it's not a bad thing. As embarrassed as we get, it's actually not bad when people get to see you in that light, I feel. I've tried to embrace it, but it's very embarrassing though.
Yeah, but like I'm still super grateful, you know, because especially when you want to become affiliate, you need like to have like a set number of viewers. And I never ever had a chat where no one was there and no one was not talking to me. So I feel like super grateful for that. Even like on my random test stream, people were there, and I'm just like, why do you like me?
That's like far from the average experience on Twitch. So it's cool that you identify that. Yeah. Same here too. I've never had that experience either. And so sometimes people reach out to me for advice, like, what do you do? And I have to be honest, like, I actually don't know how to answer that. I've never not had someone in my chat. Like, at least 5 people were watching me. So
yeah, because you started off with like your IRL gaming group, like Discord community. So.
Right. So I guess to answer that question as well, I started with a little bit of a fan base. I had like a little Discord with, and I had like 5 people in my first stream. So from there, I just never had to deal with like a small number. But I've answered this question a lot on stream, and my answer is just, I always pretended I had 1,000 viewers. I used to say it a lot. Like, similar to that old school saying, like, pretend like everyone's naked. And I wasn't doing that, but like, you know, pretending like I was there entertaining thousands of people and just really trying to present myself, even if I felt silly, as if I had a bunch of people in my chat. And then it kind of, luckily I was blessed just like Roszipou, without much time where there wasn't at least someone in there to hang out with. So that it really helps. So sadly, I can't quite fathom what it would be like just sitting there not talking to anybody. Like, I feel like that would be a little bit tough to deal with. So
I did have streams where I didn't have anyone. I had a YouTube audience, and I would post when I'd be live, but no one came, which is fine. But
yeah, YouTube's rough like that. They don't like to come to Twitch.
It is. Still, I thank everyone who comes on over from YouTube, because I'm like, you literally jumped platforms for me. Thank you. But I kind of feel like a really good skill to have when you're starting off streaming, especially when there won't be a lot of people or there is no one, is to be able to just talk to yourself, which sounds crazy. But, you know, after doing YouTube content for so long, you kind of learn to narrate what you're doing, narrate what you're thinking. narrate what's happening in the game, and that is such a huge skill to have. And if you can do that, then it helps when people come in, because they'll hear you talking and they'll be like, okay, I can talk to this person, you know? So
right. It's not that
thing.
awkward silence. Yeah.
Yes.
I think you hit the nail on the head with that. I had this like little seminar recently in Discord. You might, I know you're a pretty busy person, but I was just like helping out smaller streamers, giving them some tips. And that's actually one of the things I touched. I was like, get rid of the stigma in your brain that talking to yourself is weird.
Yeah.
Stop. Like, it's not talking to yourself. It's narrating, and it's commentating on what you're doing. Like, think of it that way. Don't think of it as talking to myself, because then you drive yourself crazy. It's like, no, just think about it as you're a commentator of the action on the screen, and like you have to get used to that. So I love that you said that, because that's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
And you said, like you said, it's a good skill to have. You can translate that skill to YouTube.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right, and that's where you need it on YouTube. Like 100%. You don't have a chat to bounce off of making YouTube videos. That's been my biggest struggle as a creator, is like, how do I do this without a chat to hang out with?
It's different,
it's
yeah.
Weird.
I find myself enjoying streaming on Twitch a lot more, almost purely because of the chat. It's just, it makes such a big difference.
Right.
So I think this one's for Hylian, although it doesn't say specifically, but I have a feeling. Anonymous person is asking, you've previously said you started your journey with creating a Discord community. What made you decide to do that first? Did you always intend to become a content creator and decide Discord is where you wanted to start?
Yes, so to answer, yes, I did start the Discord with content creation in mind. And the whole start of the journey was procrastination. So at the time, I had already been doing Tumblr stuff for like 2-3 years, maybe 2. And I decided I really was doing research on streaming, like watching Twitch, watching YouTube, trying to figure out what it was to be a content creator. Literally taking notes. This is what I'm going to need. This is the kind of equipment I'm going to need. Going to different streams and looking at their specs and just like learning the art of streaming through watching. And as I sat there and took notes for years, I realized that I was procrastinating and I had to push myself. So the Discord was actually just me starting to break through that. It was like, well, I can do something now. I can be active now. And I decided to, okay, well, let's maybe build a community of gamers and people that just want to like hang out. And then in the future, we could try to expand and do more things. It's kind of where the concept came from. So I didn't necessarily stumble into what I was doing. I definitely like planned ahead of time, but there was some stumble. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just like, yeah, let's just try to build a community. Like, what does that even mean when you're starting off, right? You know what I mean? Like, what is it? I don't know. I was just like, I'm going to play video games and spam my Discord link in the games. That's what I did. I played like Fortnite with the crew. I played League of Legends, and I just went into the games and I was like, join my Discord. After a while, we met a bunch of other Discord communities and we mingled and stuff and we were hanging out. We created this thing called the Discord Union. Like, we were just like, who knows what we were doing? But eventually I stopped procrastinating and bought a computer. And I was able to translate the little bit of a community I built from Discord to Twitch. So it was kind of all planned with maybe a little bit of just, like, I don't know, like kind of hoping, kind of just throwing stuff out there and seeing if it sticks, like spaghetti on the wall. Like, I don't know.
No, that's totally valid.
Yeah.
I didn't actually know about the Discord thing. I have to admit, this is like the first time hearing about it, I think. I feel like a fake fan.
Yeah. I reached out to, like, first it was called the HylianDescent Gaming. And then I reached out to some close friends and I was like, would you like to help build a community with me? And just like, let's just build a group of people to eventually maybe create content or do something. And they all agreed, and that's how it like officially started. So it was like 4 or 5 of us, and some of them are still around. But yeah, we did have the intention of content creation. It took one of us leading the charge, and it ended up being me. So
yeah.
Remember when we were talking about Harold Gaming Group, and I was just like, this is such a good idea. Oh my god. But then the months passed by, and I'm just like, the more I became to know a little bit more about Twitch, I was like, okay, but basically it's just having like a stream team.
Basically.
But like, you had the
stream
concept. Yes, it's not, you had like the concept of a stream team before, like maybe the stream things were even a thing. And
Yeah, or even didn't even know stream teams really were a thing on Twitch for sure.
Mhm.
I had no idea. So
Mhm.
you're definitely right. Like I had no
Mhm.
idea what that was.
Mhm.
So it was just kind of like hoping to, you know, what I got inspired by was like that. You remember when that streamer house stuff kind of blew up?
Yeah.
Yeah, offline
Where it was like
TV.
all over YouTube and like
Mhm.
check out, you know, these guys living together playing games. Like that's kind of what I was like hopefully looking to attempt, and still kind of do have those dreams, as goofy as they are. Like wouldn't it just be so cool to create content with people all the time, people that are just as enthusiastic about content creation as you?
Mhm.
So like that's I'll admit that there was a little bit of that in there, like
Mhm.
a little bit of cheesy, like I want to live with content creators or
Oh my
whatever.
god. So you wanted to be the next Pokemon?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
Next question. Rixley, you always come in with the best questions, so I'm excited to see, because I think you posted a couple. Rixley asks, what is your favorite part of streaming?
Ooh.
I know that must be hard to narrow down.
Like, mine's. I feel like my answer is gonna be a bit boring, but the chat. Because I like content creation, but why am I streaming? It's because for the chat, like the interaction and like the goofy moments that can happen. Because I feel like that's the difference between like doing stuff for YouTube. People react after you did the thing. Meanwhile, people are reacting at the same time as you, and I feel like that's the thing I like the most is, you know, there's this Frigga stops in and like spread rumors that you don't shower for a week. Like we all lived that together, and that was amazing, you know? Like it would have
Yeah.
been a great YouTube video as well, but like I don't know, a week later you like post a video finally and you're just like, that was a funny moment, and you already move on, you know? So I feel like the best part of streaming is the chat for this reason. Because we're all pretending we all like, you know, go to a friend's house and like someone is playing the video game and everybody else is watching. I don't know if you guys did that, but like I would go to my friend's house and we would like watch someone play video game.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that on stream the other day. Like that
Oh
was
really?
that's how I grew up gaming. It would be three of us. Like I have this specific memory. I'm on my GameCube playing Animal Crossing GameCube, of course. My buddy's on his PlayStation 2 playing Final Fantasy 7, and my other buddy's on my computer playing RuneScape. And every hour we'd go rotate, and then we would all switch games. And so then the next person would be on RuneScape, next person would be on Final Fantasy, and we'd just sit there all night. Like, yeah, it was the best. That's literally Twitch for me, for sure.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I can
agree.
totally see you be in charge of the rotate sign.
I don't know. I didn't always want to give up Animal Crossing, so. I don't know.
I feel like for me it's definitely the community. I'm a shy person, IRL. I don't talk to people. And it's nice to have people to chat with in a less maybe intimidating way than talking to people one-on-one or face-to-face or in person. It's just nice to have people to share your favorite things with, whether it's games or music or whatever, so.
Plus, people have stinky butts, and why do you want to be around
I know,
them?
right?
It's weird. Yeah, it's gross.
Stinky butt, smelly feet.
Yeah, I don't want to be.
everything.
I don't want to be around that. Humans.
Humans.
I like
don't know.
talking to them. I don't like to be near them.
I think just because the answers, both of your answers have covered it, so it's kind of hard. Like you said, Reclade hit a question that has multiple answers for a lot of us.
Yeah.
But to just be a hipster, I think maybe a good point to bring up, since I think we all can relate to this, is there's a bit of creativity involved with content creation.
Mhm.
And I really enjoy that as well. I think that might be one of my favorite parts of it, is that a lot of streaming for me and content creation is a creative outlet. It's something that I didn't even all the way understand the value of until I got older. And I started doing more painting and drawing and stuff. And then content creation fits right into that slot.
Yeah.
So for those that don't create content, if you do any kind of like crocheting, drawing, painting, streaming fulfills that same like need, that same like energy. Loading up my stream, you know, decorating the stream, like Crystal's good about this with your overlays, right?
Yeah,
Like
I love making
you
overlays.
see, I can tell the energy you put in your overlays. You can just tell just by looking at them. You really enjoy structuring your overlays and stuff. Like there's a lot of creativity that goes into streaming, and I think that that's one of the essential things that keep me coming back. And the same thing, like I said, I was starting a YouTube journey, and that's even more creative because you can almost storyboard a YouTube video and like sit there and really write scripts and stuff. Like I've written a couple scripts for YouTube videos, and I never thought in my life I'd be saying I'm writing a script, but I've done that, and it's like, this is crazy. But it's like very creative. You're putting a lot of energy into it, you know? So I don't know if some people might think that streaming is just going live and hanging out, but a lot of us, we're sitting there thinking about our titles, thinking about like our discussion topics for the day. Like it's just, there's a lot of creativity for sure.
There's a lot. Oh, hi.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Sunny.
She wanted to say hi. It's the cat moment.
Apologizing for cats? What?
It's the cat moment of
She's
the
so
stream.
cute.
My little baby. But yeah, I completely agree. And like, you know, I don't like want to brag or anything, but like I do art for a living, so I totally see how people can still be creative with like content creation. And like, you know, it can even go with like it's like I feel like you're still doing art even though you're streaming in a way. Like you express your creativity in some way, and like you I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting to get a butt in the face.
Cat butt.
I lost my train of thought. But anyway, I feel like yeah, pretty much. But I feel like as an artist, I relate to what you're saying because you always get creative in some way with your content. Rather would be, okay, I want to do this challenge, but how can I make it spice it up so it's my challenge, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Because you can do a Pokemon Nuzlocke, right? Everybody is doing Nuzlockes. But why people should watch your Nuzlocke? What is special about you? And what makes you like stand out? So there's a lot of effort and creativity put into like content creation that people don't really think about. And I feel like that's the reason why I keep saying to people, like, you have to get like a certain profile to be also a successful streamer. Because if you don't want to be creative with what you do and just like stand there and play a video game and wait for a chat or interaction, it's not gonna be happening, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you have to put like more than what you think you're putting into your content.
I agree. I think you hit right on the nose there.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm sorry.
None of that.
Okay. Reclade with the follow-up question. What is your
Nice.
least favorite part of streaming?
Oh.
I kind of have an answer for this.
Okay.
I
Give us a lead.
I do this for a living now, which I love. I absolutely love it. But if there ever is a day where I need to take a day off because of health or mental health, something, you know, anything, power outage, I legit feel awful because I'm like, I want to be doing this. I love doing this, and I don't want to step back, but sometimes you need to take that step back. And I think that's probably one of my least favorite things. I feel
that in my
guilty.
soul. Yeah, it's a guilt trip thing. I think it's a combination of it being a labor of love, as well as the like you really enjoy what you do. And then we also get we're kind of weird and guilty because we know people really enjoy the consistency in our shows.
Yeah.
People actually genuinely look forward to our shows. So when we take those days off, it's like, oh, like I really don't want to do this. I struggle with that a lot, actually. So
I'm sorry, I'm just like seeing Andrew's comment. She also works on
She's
their day off
calling
with
me
like
out.
the
I do my overlays. I don't know how to put it down.
It's tough. It's tough. Oh yeah.
It's really, really tough. I feel like my least favorite part of Twitch is Twitch itself.
Okay, that's fair. I
That's
think that's fair. Mhm.
Because
It's a weird platform, dude.
yeah, like, you know, I don't hide it. I stream in the LGBTQA+ category. I stream the neurodivergent. And on top of that, I am a female.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like that's the worst part of it. It's just like the stigma that the regular person that frequents Twitch is a white cis male that lives in his parents' basement and is everything that, like, we can imagine that is horrible, you know? And, like, it's really hard for me to, like, find a bad point, because even the trolls, like, I troll them back, and I feel like people know me for I feel like people know me for, like, trolling back, because
Turn it into content, yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
turn it into content using them. But, like, I feel like the worst thing that happened to me was when I got, like, hate rated continuously.
Mhm.
And I did troll back. I did say that the person had a small pee-pee and his parents didn't love them.
Oh no.
And he let me know that. He let me know it. Every single day I would get hate rated by the same person. And
Oh my gosh.
because I hit their ego, apparently. But, you know, it is what it is. And I just wish that, like, Twitch would be better than this, you know?
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
feel
it could
like
be
in
tough.
our community, we're really good for that. We're really good, like, you know, I don't really have to deal with, like, nonsense people that much. But when it happens, I'm just like, ugh, again, please,
Yeah.
why?
I think the Animal Crossing community in general is really good about that. And then, as you said, like our respective communities, like if you're including like Club Tornor or Hyrule Gaming Group, and then just those like our bubble, our like sphere, because there's definitely totally one that we're all kind of in.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it is pretty good about that. I rarely ever deal with trolls. So, and so, I mean, I don't use those categories. Like those are definitely ones that get focused as far as negative attention. You're totally right. So I can't fully fathom that. I remember when the hate rate stuff was like very heavy, I commented on it and I was like, yeah, I can't, sadly, I don't fully understand the gravity of this because I don't use those I don't represent those communities, but I could only imagine what dealing with that was like and how sometimes I put a damper on my stream just dealing with like tech issues. I could not imagine somebody coming into my chat like a raid like that, just completely disrupting your show. Like that's pretty brutal. Like I've never had to deal with that, and I don't want to. Yeah, so I could see how that could like not make streaming fun. You
Yeah.
know? Take away the fun from streaming to better.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
sometimes you're like, okay, let's not focus on, like, on the bad eggs, right?
Yeah.
But it only takes one bad egg to ruin the whole bunch, to ruin the whole stream.
So it can, and it's like our job to just like hold strong against that.
To
But
hold the
it's so
fort.
tough. It's so tough, right? I remember I read this thing from a streamer, and they talked about like reading messages in chat and how like you read that negative energy with your own, like you're reading it out loud a lot of times, and how it kind of makes the energy even more prevalent. So it's like streaming. I don't know if anybody fully like embraces that if you haven't streamed. Like it's not as simple as like people coming in and throwing negative energy. A lot of times you read these messages, so you're reading it to yourself, and I feel like that really does kind of affect you over time. You're just like constantly reading this like negative stuff. So I'm glad that we don't deal with a lot of that, and I'm definitely proud of you to be able to turn it into like comedy, because I try doing that sometimes, but I don't really have the heart to like. I feel like I'm either a kind soul or I'm the nastiest, meanest human, and then I feel really bad. So I can't there's no middle ground. I can't like have a good time and turn it into a joke, because I might just like make that person feel terrible, and maybe they deserve it, but like I can't. It's just not a good thing. Yeah, I can't.
Like, trust me, I feel bad all the time. Because, you know, sometimes I have to say I do stream most of the time where I am not at my 100%. Like, I'm either tired or I'm either feeling sick, because I just, you know, love streaming and I love hanging out with my community.
yeah,
So
I've been there.
sometimes my filter is just like off and I'm saying the most ridiculous and like shittiest thing because my brain and my mouth are not like connected.
Oh,
So
yeah.
every day at the end of the stream, even if it's like not for a troll and just someone from the community, I'm just like, fuck, man, I did call them a fucking loser because I was just like joking and like,
It's tough, it's
uh-oh,
tough. Yeah.
like, oh no, and now I feel bad and now I message them and they're like, no, don't worry, it was funny. And I'm like, okay.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that's done that. I've messaged a lot of people after streams like, I might have been a little harsh. Like, I'm sorry I called you a, I can't think of any situations, but I've never called anybody a fucking loser, but but yeah,
To be fair, I was tipsy and it was Silas raiding me with a Mario Kart raid, and I said, "Were you a winner or were you a fucking loser?" Because I wanted to ask how his stream went, but of course I was tipsy, so I was.
Yeah. I used to have we used to call them the Grouch McGouch mornings because I was waking up at 6 in the morning to stream.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd have some mornings where I literally woke up 5 minutes before stream. And I was like trying to be on time. I was like really adamant about that. So I'd go live and I'd wake up and I'm like crusty and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to be here. It definitely had to learn to not do that because I was like, yeah, I'm not the nicest person always in the morning. Especially after like a not a good night of sleep or something. So
I just need to add in, there was a time, this is years ago now, I had someone in my community who was just being such a little troll and they would not stop leaving, like they just kept coming back. And I'll never forget this. One day they went into Hylian's chat and I remember you looked at your chat and you said, oh, this lovely human being, and you banned them, and I laughed so hard. I was like, that is the best way to ever deal with anything ever. This lovely human being gone.
hit him with the hammer. I
was
vaguely
great.
remember that.
They
Yeah.
were playing Stardew, that's all I know.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
It was so fun.
I think my least favorite thing about Twitch would be social media. I saw Officer Jennifer put it in chat. I've always actually hated social media and I've never been active ever.
Yeah.
Besides for like my secret Tumblr and like a couple little things just to be social, keep up with family. So that's like been the hardest thing for me to embrace about streaming. I hate having to load up Twitter and be active, and I don't even use Instagram. Like I'm like half a streamer at this point because of how bad I am with social media. It's I don't really do the job properly, so whatever.
I think it's so funny you say like, oh, my secret Tumblr, as if you were having like an emo Tumblr vibe.
I do. I still have a Tumblr that's like very edgelord.
We might need to go.
I don't talk about it. It's very edgelord. It's very like the deepest, darkest pits of my soul through like my early 20s. What can I say, dude? That's where I was at.
I feel that so much.
And then I have a gaming one that's just like cute Animal Crossing stuff. I got both sides for y'all. All right, so.
Okay, chat, do your research. Go find a Tumblr now.
Go find it. You'll find it.
Yeah.
But no, streamer Twitter is honestly one of the worst places I have ever been, and I don't like going on there very much. It's constantly arguments of like, you shouldn't use your own emotes in someone else's chat versus you should versus don't raid if you don't have enough people. Like, it's the dumbest. It
sounds
all
like a nightmare.
so negative.
Definitely.
Okay.
We don't talk about the Tumblr account. Are we talking about it?
Worklate again. Are there any games that you'd love to stream that you haven't because they're not a good fit for your community/channel? And if so, what games are they?
Good question. There's definitely a couple for me. I guess I can start this one off. For one example, but this didn't work out because I didn't end up wanting to play the game. But when Diablo 2 came out, I played this game Diablo 2 a bunch as a kid, and they made a remaster of it. And I was really looking forward to playing that and doing a bunch of streaming of it. I was even going to do PM streams, just Diablo and stuff. And as soon as I started playing it on stream, I quickly realized not only was it a miserable fit for my community, I just was not enjoying streaming it.
Yeah.
It was weird. Like, streaming a game is different than playing a game. And Diablo, I realized, was the kind of game I wanted to sit there, like the South Park meme of the World of Warcraft dude, like back on my chair, like not even paying attention, like just spamming buttons in Diablo. Like, I don't want to play that game like active up in my chair, like that's not it just wasn't that game for me.
Mhm.
So I think that's a really good example of a game that I really wanted to work for the channel, and it just completely was not what I thought it was gonna be. And I guess like another example would be, at some point I had to stop playing Zelda to get my partnership. So that's kind of funny to mention.
Yeah.
At one point not anymore, so it doesn't kind of all the way work anymore, but there was a point in time where I really, really wanted to play Zelda games on my channel, and I realized that it was actually bringing my channel down. And I had to stop for almost like 6+ months into the release of New Horizons on a Zelda themed channel. I had to stop playing Zelda because it was really holding my content down. Nowadays it doesn't matter, so I guess that's only like half an answer there, but I still feel like it fits.
Yeah. What about you, Rosie?
It's really hard for me to answer because I feel like most of the game that I enjoy, I at least stream them once. And I feel like it's not necessarily a game, but it's just like streaming off a schedule. Like, I'm gonna be having like consistent hours and stuff, but like, I just feel like I don't like to limit myself to one specific game at one specific day.
I feel that.
Because it's almost like, because my brain is a dumbass. And like, I'm like, oh my god, I want to play this game, so I play this game. And then I'm gonna tell everybody I'm gonna be playing this game every Monday. And then Monday comes around and I'm just like, I don't want to play this game today.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to play it on other days. So I feel like it's not necessarily like for a game that I don't feel like it's gonna be a good fit for the stream. But I feel like for me, a schedule is not working because I can only like have one only addiction at a time. So and if I want to stream it, I need to be addicted at a time. So right now it's Final Fantasy X. I am eating that game so bad.
Nom,
like
nom,
I'm
nom.
eating it. Nom 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 nom. It's so good. And people just have to bear with me. Like at this point, I realize I'm not making stuff for others. I'm making stuff for me.
Sometimes you gotta do that though, yeah.
And like, yes, I'm gonna play like every Friday. It's Picked Up Truck Friday, and we're like playing games all together. Like it's my day to play stuff with my community, and like, I keep that day only to like a set schedule. Or sometimes on Monday we do art, and that's it. All of the other days I'm just playing whatever I feel like I'm playing. And I feel like I've been very, very lucky because so far my community, whatever games I'm playing, they're just there. And I guess at some point I could just like turn on my stream and talk, and people are gonna be there anyway because apparently they like to hear me talk or whatever.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, you do hit to a point to where you can just kind of throw whatever out there for sure. And it's a little easier.
And I feel super blessed because I understand, how PR works and everything. So like I know I need to have a game if I want like, to grow more. I need to have like a game that like draws a lot of people that I'm good with, but like I don't know, it's just not working for me. I always need to switch it around.
You might not just not have found that game yet.
Maybe.
Yeah,
That must be it too, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm kind of lucky with this one because over the last year I've really kind of tried to become more of a variety broadcaster, and I'm getting comfortable just streaming things that I want to stream just for funsies. And more often than not, people seem to really like watching me play things that I'm very obnoxiously obsessed with. But I'd say like
Bug Snacks,
we love it. Final Fantasy 7, Kingdom Hearts. I'd say like the bigger, longer RPGs. Like streaming Final Fantasy 7 was scary because it's an older game. It's long, it's turn-based, it's not incredibly action-packed, at least by today's standards. And I always have this weird thought that like, why would people come watch? But then you do have the people who do watch, and I've met a lot of people through doing that, and it's been really nice just being able to stream what I feel like streaming.
Yeah, I think that's a really good answer. The RPGs for me as well.
Yeah.
That's something that like I almost have already said straight out. Like I will probably never stream many RPGs because I just don't think they're that action packed. But like as time goes on, I'm sure. I think it never hurts to try something. I have done a bit of that. Like I've streamed a couple games just once, like Roszipou said.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get a feel for what it's like to stream a game in that genre or with that type of energy. Sometimes you discover like, wow, this is actually a lot of fun, right? I went and did Ocarina of Time recently for the first time on my channel. And I really don't know how this happened. I don't know if it was because I advertised it properly, which I finally did. Like I led up to it like a month in advance, like we're doing it on this date. I don't know what really caused this, but I had more viewership for Ocarina of Time than Animal Crossing for that week and a half that I played it.
It's
And
amazing, yeah.
it was insane. Like it almost made me like break down that I was like, did I hit the point in my stream career that I can do whatever I want? Like, have I made it? Like, is this it? Like, how did this happen? So I don't know. I still to this day, I'm like not even sure. I'm just like, wow.
Fair.
So
To be fair, since I am in your streams, you've been telling that you never played Ocarina of Time in like I don't know how many years long.
yeah, so
And-
I feel like it was an anomaly.
And yeah, and I swear, like people like Nihan Turtle were like, when are you gonna play it? So I feel like you made a soup and you just like you were like, not yet.
Yeah, the carrot on the stick.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
I will be fair. Like, hold up. You're calling me out right now because I will be
It's been
fair.
3 years. People have been waiting for 3 years.
I purposely waited. I had so many opportunities to play that game, and I was like, not yet, not yet. And then I finally hit a point where I was like, this is the time, and it totally
You
worked
have
out.
to feel the moment. You have to feel the moment too.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
You
Wait,
baked that,
Brandon-
put it up, you left it in the window.
I'm so glad you read that out loud. Oh my gosh. Good question though. Good question for sure.
That was a really good one.
Jonas always
again,
have yes, he always have amazing questions.
amazing questions. I know that he just went to bed, but what game got better by streaming it instead of playing it alone?
Ooh.
I have an answer right off the bat.
Go for it. Hit
It's
it.
Breath of the Wild because I can't get through it by myself. I
Oh,
need
Breath of-
chat to
okay.
help me get through that.
Not what I expected, but that works. Yeah.
It's such a massive open world game, and I'm just used to my little like small games, and I get very distracted. So I need chat to keep me on track.
As much as I love Pokemon, I feel like I got better at Pokemon since I'm streaming it. Because
Yeah.
I know a lot of stuff, but people are also like feeding up my addiction and like my knowledge to it, because I feel like Pokemon fans, like the real competitive Pokemon fan, they really know about Pokemon and
Yeah.
they know how to calculate the stats and everything. I don't have the brain
I've been
for that.
there actually. I can
Yeah.
actually get. Yeah.
Yeah, so like it was really a learning curve to learn how to like really be competitive in that game. And
There's so much to Pokemon. Holy
I know
heck.
I know
Yeah,
I
when
know
I got
it's-
into the competitive scene, I was my roommate would watch me hours on end looking up stats and making teams and just notepads on the computer. Not even like playing the game, sitting there like analyzing matchups and teams and like holy heck, that game is so much.
you wouldn't think that game is that complicated. I
Yeah.
feel like JRPGs are not that complicated as Pokemon.
I mean, besides for the spear grid, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
But still, like people are like calculating like the EVs and the IVs,
Oh,
and like they're
yeah.
breeding the perfect Pokemon. Like I don't know, they're really intense. So like learning all those like tips and tricks, and like I remember when I like would talk about that. I remember that Dazzla came out to me and he's like, I have like a Wooper I can give you that has like the abilities you're looking for, and I'm like, would you do that for me? And he gave me the Wooper and everything. So like,
Didn't you cook that Wooper up or something? I can't remember.
Oh dear.
how they what? No,
I don't know. I remember something like that.
Wasn't your chat going on about eating them?
Listen, don't kill the messenger here. That's all I remember. Being
Rosie
in your
would
chat
never.
and talking about eating whoopers. Okay.
My chat are eating whoopers. I'm trying to stop my chat of eating them. It's not me. It's them. I'm not eating them.
Oh my
Sunshine
god.
knows.
Oh my
Tell
god.
him. Oh
I think
my God.
I think a game I think a game that got better with stream, but this is kind of unfair, but I never played Subnautica before I streamed it, but I don't think I could ever play Subnautica not on stream.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was such a phenomenal experience alongside a community. I don't think I would ever even enjoy playing it alone. I don't think I could. I think it's like
It was
a stream
so
game.
nice pooping my pants alongside you of that game.
I think that's a good answer for me. I think another one would be, and as cheesy as it is, it'd be Animal Crossing. Just because I said this on stream today, actually, Animal Crossing never really had a sense of community growing up.
Yeah.
I felt like I was like the only person ever into it, ever. Around me, I had to go to forums and stuff to find people. And then with New Horizons and with streaming it, I found a community of my people, if you will. And I think that's made Animal Crossing way better. So it's funny because I don't play Animal Crossing in my free time because I stream it so much, which is fair. But I think it's also because why would I play Animal Crossing without, you know, a bunch of people to like BS with while I'm playing it? Like, why would I ever do that? Well, now that I have the option to do it, like, screw that. That sounds dumb. So sometimes I'll log into AC in my free time, but rarely do I enjoy it as much as I do when I'm just farting around on stream. So
Absolutely.
Farting
Yeah.
and tooting. Oh my God. They are not delicious. Stop. Chat is teasing me now. Y'all the worst.
Reclade with, do you ever worry about your skill level / performance in a game when streaming? How do you handle it?
That's nerve-wracking. I can just jump right into that question and just say that is like one of the scarier parts of gaming for me, because I'm a bit of a prideful gamer. And when I think about playing hard games, sometimes I get myself worked up about it.
Mhm.
Because I'll do like hard mode and stuff like that. So here's a good example. Like, I played Subnautica hardcore. And like, I'll tell you, it definitely made the experience like terrifying, because the whole time I'm thinking to myself, like, am I going to like fail in this scenario, right? Like, that always got me. Or the idea of playing, there was another game I was thinking of, but the idea of pretty much just like doing challenges and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and failing in front of an audience is so freaking terrifying. I do not like it at all. So it's like, as somebody who loves a challenge in gaming, I think the idea of doing it in front of an audience is something I still haven't gotten over yet. Get good.
I think I would say the same, but I feel like I made it so clear that I'm trash at video game. Except for that person that came and were like, do it without a sphere grid, but you know. I feel like I made it pretty obvious that I'm trash at video games and I just like enjoy them.
Yeah. Have you fought the Thunder Boss in Breath of the Wild, Roszipou? I know Crystal's played it. Have you ever played Breath of the Wild?
I played. Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember when I first started streaming way back, I did this challenge where I fought all of the bosses in Breath of the Wild on master mode without a master sword
Oh god.
and only like 5 hearts.
Mm.
And that boss took me 2 hours, and I'll
Mm.
never forget the feeling, because as I die, I'm like, okay, and then I die again, and as this repeatedly keeps happening, I start feeling like my head was swelling up. Like, I just felt like, so like, oh my gosh, like, this is happening, and then you just keep failing, and you keep failing. 2 hours go by, and like in my heart, I'm like panicking, like Sonic drowning music playing for 2 hours. Like, am I gonna beat this? Are people just gonna watch me fail for 2 hours? Like, am I ever gonna get this? Like, that literally crossed my mind. Like, am I ever going to do this? Like, do I have to just quit? And that I remember that feeling was very scary. I just wanted to share
Yeah.
that, because like, that was very scary. Like, I remember those 2 hours in my heart the whole time. I was like, dude, like, can I do this?
It's almost like how I feel when I do like Nuzlocke challenges of Pokemon. Like, I'm doing a hard
Yes.
mode one. Like, I have a level cap. So I cannot be a higher level than like the ace gym leader. I cannot use healing items in battle, and I'm playing like in a certain mode where I
Get
cannot
outta here.
switch. Yeah, I know. Like, it's really fucking hard. So, like, and I still haven't beat the freaking game. So, like, I totally understand this feeling. And, or I guess that's my answer. It's like whenever I do like Nuzlocke challenges, and it's kind of funny because I feel like people are more nice to you when you're doing a challenge because they know it's hard. Especially with like stuff like Pokemon, because it's all orangey in the end of the day. It doesn't matter how like much I know this Pokemon. The dice is just gonna roll and it's gonna crit me. So like there's nothing that I can do about it in the end of the day. Like, how could have been better? But yeah, I feel
I
that.
won my first ever Nuzlocke because my Pokemon lived at 1 HP.
Oh my
in
god.
high school.
Like with the
He held
friendship
out.
thing.
Yeah, he's my best buddy.
Wasn't it like Cozy the Torterra?
Yeah, it was such a
Yeah.
crazy.
Mhm.
That's a whole nother. That was a cool stream moment.
Yeah.
To answer that earlier question.
Yeah.
You know, I think.
What about you, SBS?
I think if you were to go to my channel right now and you look down at my description, it literally says, I am not good at games. I am just straight up not good at video games. And when I first started streaming, I did have that fear that like, oh, you know, when I start playing Pokemon, what if I end up getting stuck somewhere? So like I would obsessively grind off stream and I would like, you know, plan out my every single move. And then I died for the first time on stream and chat thought it was hilarious. And I'm like, okay. I think chat enjoys, or at least I know my chat enjoys, watching that progression, watching you struggle, watching you overcome it, because it's more of a journey, I feel like, than watching someone who is already mastered at a game and you're already excellent at it and they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah,
agree
chat
with that.
they like the struggle. They like to watch you suffer.
Yeah.
They like
Pretty much.
watching you rage when Hipper is in your campsite or fucking Frigga shows up.
But I
Or-
think SBS is right though. They also feel they feel that sense of accomplishment with you as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah.
Right. So I think like that's what made that moment with fighting that gym leader or the Elite Four member in that game for me, because everyone kind of got that sense of accomplishment with me, that breath of, oh my gosh, this is finally over. Right. So yeah, I think I have acknowledged that that's a fun part of the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what you kind of have to latch onto as a streamer. You have to latch onto that side of it, even if it is nerve-wracking. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's see. Scope Megan asked, do you ever suffer from video game burnouts? We kind of talked about this earlier. If so, since it's your job, how do you push through it?
By having a super dope community. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
If I'm not feeling like streaming, I've learned that all I have to do is just go live. And within the first hour, I will feel comfortable being there. The chat always reminds me like why I do this, and I instantly feel good. And I think a lot of the ways I battle that is like I just let myself have days where I just sit there and talk. I think it helps. Like I'll have days where I don't want to stream and I just load up Animal Crossing and I sit there and just BS the whole time. And it helps with those days where you just don't want to do anything. It's pretty much just like hangout streams, right?
Yeah,
Or like no cam streams are really nice for those days.
they are. Yeah.
Yes, they're really nice for just like, all right, I don't want to deal with this, but I'm gonna do it anyways, and you just go no cam it up.
No, I think there's something about being on camera and having to like, I know a lot of us have like, you know, that resting bitch face and you're just focusing and you're not having to smile and you're not like, you know, keeping eye contact and stuff like that. So, or eye to camera contact. But yeah, no, just playing a variety of games, I feel like. Because I burnt out so hard on New Leaf, which was a favorite game of mine, I don't want to do that ever again. So if I feel myself starting to burn out, I back up really quick. And I just accept it and I try different things for the time being.
I think that's a testament to your tenure as a streamer and content creator.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So like that's a piece of advice for anybody who is aspiring to be a streamer. I don't know how far into your journey you are, Rosie, but like maybe you can relate to this already is my point. But I feel like you get better at identifying burnout as you journey. You get I feel like I'm so much better now at identifying when I need to take an AC break versus pushing it to where I'm disgusted with the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I think that's the difference for sure.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that because you know, as an artist, I had a tendinitis before, so that's like your muscle just getting like strained out, and you cannot do anything. When you do drawings for a living, that fucking sucks. So like, I feel
So
like
you like pushed yourself to like a point where you literally
so like,
couldn't do this stuff.
and I've been through
Wow.
like, you know, if we're not going too dark in this, but like I've been through multiple depressions and stuff. So like, I feel like my life in general is a train wreck. And now at 25 years old, I can finally say, okay, I think I'm tired. I think it's time to stop now. So like, every time I feel like I'm close to burnout, I'm just like, chat, what we play? What we're playing, I want to play a game together. And I feel like my Pink Dump Truck Friday really helps me out for this, because I'm not really forcing myself, but like I'm having a day where I do what people want me to do. Like, we're playing Mario Kart, we're doing Gartic Phone, we're doing like a bunch of stuff that is fun, and like in the end of the day, I'm doing something for the community. And then a couple days later, I'm like, okay, I feel okay to play that game again.
I like that. Yeah.
You look forward to Pink Dump Truck Friday? Oh my god. Pink Dump Truck Friday, best day.
Maybe there's like a certain energy in taking the decision out of your hands. Maybe just, I don't know what I want to do, so if the chat chooses, it's just less pressure on me kind of vibe. I don't know. That's cool. I like that though.
I'm just like, I am not making decisions today. I am your puppet. Like, tell me what to do. I will entertain you to the best of my abilities.
It's definitely valid.
But yeah, definitely seeing the sign beforehand is a good thing. But it's really hard to do because, especially with me, even still to this day, I have trouble like connecting with my own body. So I'll just wake up one day and I'm just like, why do I keep crying? Oh, it's probably because this and this and this. And like, I'm actually a little bit burnout. So sometimes it does happen that like, I'm just like fed up of everything, but I get better every day to like notice when I just don't feel good. I should not push it.
Yeah, take a couple of days off or something, which can be hard to do, but it's better to take the days off. Like, that's one of my problems. I used to stream to the point to where I needed a day off, and now I stream to the point to where I see that I need one, and I'm like, okay, take a day off quick before you call someone an effing loser on stream.
I was tipsy.
Love that. Megan also asking, what is one of your fondest memories? I'm guessing to do with streaming, but maybe just in general as well.
I feel like we touched base a little bit on this. Yeah. Go ahead, Rosie.
Making friends.
Nice.
On the internet. The day that like I just went up to someone and I'm like, are we friends? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, oh, I made a friend. Because, you know, I guess it goes on with like something that happened recently, but like there was a lot of like parasocial relationship on Twitch, especially with like viewers versus streamers. And I feel like, you know, I cannot be friends with everybody in the chat. But then when I made that friend that I met through my chat or like through my stream team or whatever, it's just like, you know, it's a good feeling because I'm not someone that has a lot of friends in her life. So I don't know. It's just a good feeling.
Yeah. I can relate to that.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
You kind of just touched on it completely. That was a really good answer.
Got you as well.
Yeah. Well,
I think I guess my fondest memory would be playing New Horizons for the first time alongside so many people.
Yeah.
Because that was the first time since Wild World that I had played an Animal Crossing on release. So that was like a very special moment for me because I just never played them on release. I was always like a couple years late, and it wasn't as hype. People weren't online as much, but I got to play New Horizons from the very beginning. And another example of that would be like Kirby. Like I played Kirby on midnight release, and I hadn't done a midnight release since New Horizons. Like those are the memories that I really attach to, because like that's the kind of stuff that I can like sit back and like really think like, yeah, I got to share the experience of like the first time looking at this game and playing this game with like such a big bright community. Like that's a fond memory for me for sure.
Yeah.
Like midlife releases in general with your community is just so freaking awesome. Especially if you've been looking forward to that game.
Yeah.
It's just like so nice to get like all hyped up together.
Good question.
Mm.
Megan also asked, "What's your all-time favorite Pokemon?"
Squirtle. Easy answer.
Cyndaquil.
Ooh.
I love me my Gen 2.
Ooh.
Rosie
I don't know,
looking at
like-
all of her plushies.
The
I have
Pokemon
so
queen.
many, but it's kind of funny because I do give out like comic book classes to like elementary school kid, and they ask me what is your favorite Pokemon, and I'm like, my first answer was Cyndaquil and Umbreon and Wooper and Mareep, and the kids were like, okay, stop.
You answer 3 every time. It's tough. That's a tough answer, you know?
I have so many of them because I just love everything about Pokemon.
So here, let me
They're
ask
just
my
cute.
own question on top of this. What's your
Okay.
favorite generation of starters?
2.
You have to
Second.
choose one, but what's your favorite generation of starters? Second?
It's Gen 2.
Yeah.
Both of
Gen
you?
2
Huh?
has such a special place in my heart because back
Same.
when I played it, I was like, oh my god. It's like not the final game, but it feels like a direct continuation.
Yes.
And everything that was great about Gen 1, they just took it and they make it better.
Yes. That's why I didn't
And-
like Gen 3 as much.
Mm-hmm.
Because I felt like they ripped that away. And I was like, stop. What is this?
Like, okay, now we have day-night cycles, and we have Pokemon that either evolves during the day or during the night. Now we can breed Pokemon. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know, there were just like so many new gimmicks that were added up that like it made everything better. You fucking shut your mouth with your fucking Bidoof. Stop it.
Oh,
Get out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I see people already with the Bidoof. And they just want my reaction, so there you go. Bye then. Bye.
I think Generation 2 is my favorite as well. So it's funny that we're all 3 Gen 2 babies. If I had to
Gen 2
choose a
is just so
favorite-
perfect.
I originally started with Cyndaquil. It was my first Gen 2 pick because Fire was just OP.
Yeah.
Then I switched to Totodile, and I was like, I got to go with my water boys, just like Squirtle. And then now I'm a Chikorita stand, and I will always pick Chikorita if I play Gen 2 because she's just so dumb, like OP. Chikorita is a strong Pokemon. I feel like she's one of the best.
She's good, but she's just not in the right generation. You get wrecked at the beginning with her.
Oh yeah, you have to go
It's
through it. You have
true.
to go through some rough stuff. But if you get her through that, I feel like she's one of the best starters, like towards late game.
More so, you are being a disappointment.
Oh
I
god.
can. When I saw Bidoof and Snap, the first thing I did was trying to throw apples
Oh my god.
in his asshole.
See,
And-
on that note, I'll never forget the first time you went through the DLC, the mini mode in Pokemon Snap, and you went through that Bidoof butt scene. I watched your first reaction to that. It was great. You were just like, what the fuck? Like, she was not happy.
I was not happy.
That
Not
was
only I hate
great.
his face, I hate his ass as well.
Yeah, that was great, dude. Because you didn't expect it. You hadn't seen that before.
No, I haven't.
So like, it was so funny. I'll never forget that one. I think I might have rated you, or I was just hanging out. I don't know, but that was good.
Yeah, I feel like people like to see me hate stuff.
That's fun. I'll
Yeah,
admit
I don't know.
it. I'll admit it.
Maybe it's because I'm just like chaotic in general, and like I'm really hot, tempered, hot.
I think
Anyway.
people enjoy sides versus. Like, I was just watching a streamer today. To touch on that, he was like, I think that people. This is him talking. He was mentioning. I think that streamers that try to stay in the middle about stuff and blur the lines, it's not as entertaining. And I was like, dang, you're kind of right. Like,
Yeah.
when you're a very just about your opinion kind of streamer, people enjoy that. Even if the opinion's opposite of theirs, they still enjoy it. So, That's good. I think you're right about that.
Mhm.
On that note, that really makes me think of like a streamer that I discovered because of you, Barbarous King.
Yes.
That day, one day, I don't remember why he was on about, but like chat was like judging him because his chat is really rough with him, to be fair.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
he was like, "Oh my god, you guys hate it so much when I get hungry. Like when you guys gonna resub, I'm just gonna tell you guys to fuck you." And then people started to sub so they can be told by Barbarous King, "Fuck you," because he would be like, "Hey, you, take for the sub, fuck you," all the
Seriously.
time. And it was glorious. But then people started be like in his chat, "Hey, you didn't say fuck you to me," and
Yeah.
like it
Just
was
today.
ridiculous.
Just today I was watching them and somebody resubbed and they were like, "Hey, this is my 30-month sub. I love your content. Can I please get a fuck you?" And he just like, "All right, here you go." It's a pretty funny community over there. That's a
Yeah,
good
it's
example though.
amazing.
That's a perfect example of a streamer who benefits from that kind of energy.
Mhm.
Mhm,
So yeah,
mhm.
you're onto something. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like as far as like the comment about like I think people like this. Oh, people love it. People love that for sure.
Yeah, they love it for some reason, and I'm just like, okay, that's good for me because I've been like that my whole life, and I've been like told to not act this way because I'm embarrassing or whatever. So like, it's just nice to be appreciated for who I am, for like my chaotic self.
That's
Yeah.
good. I like that. And I think it's good to show you know, as streamers, we're always kind of presenting ourselves to an extent, but it's good to like put bits of your like real, just normal self in there.
Mhm.
And so I like that. I think it makes your content more genuine, which is what
Mm.
really matters, you know.
Just putting out there as well. Tying back into Animal Crossing, when I used to stream New Leaf, I had this ongoing war with my one villager, Phoebe, because she refused to put her house in the right place, and then she was constantly just being kind of sketch in my town. And I feel like in New Horizons, the villagers are all far too nice. And I
Oh
can't
yeah.
have that, like, I can't just single someone out and, like, you know, kind of paint them as the antagonist of the town anymore. And, like, it was fun back then. Or in Animal Crossing
Or
GameCube, Peaches ripped me off. Like,
Yeah, that's actually so true. It's hard to do that. I usually just end up having like you're right. Like right now, there's not a single villager in my town that I could cheese on. You're
Yeah.
100% right. They're all way too cute and nice. Frick.
they need to make them kind of mean again.
was it Moose? Moose that wanted like he always had a shovel
He always
or
had a
like an
shovel.
axe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he had the eyebrow, and I didn't trust him. I didn't know what he was doing. Like,
Then
you
it
just
was-
make up little things as you go along, and it's funny.
Yeah.
Then there was like Sherry Peepee Hands, who wanted like
Yeah.
to. Ooh, she wanted to paint your peaches black.
Yeah, she did. That was weird.
What?
She has peepee ends.
What are we talking?
No, Sherry, she has peepee ends.
Her
I
hands are
thought
yellow.
Coco was the peepee hands.
Oh, I mean Coco
No,
is too.
she pissed on her ends.
Oh,
not the
okay.
peepee.
I'm like, what is happening?
No. Okay, the dishes glove. She has dishes glove.
The dishes gloves. Okay, I do know who you're talking about. Yeah.
The
okay.
monkey.
It took
the
me a
monkey.
second. I don't like that monkey, so
I
yeah.
don't like her either. Let's see. Megan asks, if no one has asked this already, what got you all motivated you into starting to stream?
I always like to make jokes when I get asked this question because I try to be as honest as possible. And it's the most selfish reasoning. I hated working regular jobs. Hated it.
Valid.
Hated being a normal human. Hated going to work every day. Hated waking up and having to work for some goon that I didn't even know. That's it. Like, that was really what started the journey. I was like, there's got to be a better way to live life. Straight up. I was like, there's got to be something out there. And I just pursued streaming and it worked out, which is not, I don't think, always the case. So I'm pretty blessed with that.
I feel like that's the same for me. But also I feel like I always say as a joke as well that like people bullied me into streaming because they were like, Rosie, you're funny in the chat. Why don't you stream? And I'm like, well, that's an idea. I could do that and be a goon. like and goof around and like do whatever, and it just ended up like being a good thing for me because now I work on my own, and like Twitch helps me to like round up like
Hmm.
the end of the month, so it
That's
just like
actually, it works really
turning
well for
out
your
well.
career. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually the perfect, like having an art degree and then going into streaming. Like I feel like that's so perfect because you're already
Mm-hmm.
basically working from home, taking
Mm-hmm.
commissions and projects, and then in your
Yeah,
free time you just get to stream. Like I actually think that's. I've always thought that your setup, as far as that goes, is pretty cool. Like that's a good setup.
it's kind of funny because Crystal talked to her mom about
Oh,
me, and her mom thought I was older than her because she was like, "Oh my god, Rosie is an artist. She has books. She's married, and she's streaming."
she's
And
a
I
good
was,
influence on you, and I'm like, thanks, mom.
Oh my, Roszipou, a good influence in the same sentence. Those words. Oh,
I
well, okay.
know,
Oh.
right?
To be fair,
Like,
Rosie wrote my
I
mom
can,
a really cute note.
I
So-
cannot wait to meet her mom. I cannot wait to meet her.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna be like, okay, mom, come in. We gotta throw eggs at this person's store. Let's go. I'm a good influence. Murder.
Question: is your mom as like quiet and down to earth as you, Crystal?
My mom's very down to earth, but she'll talk to anybody about
Is
anything. I
she's
don't
a
know where
social
I get
butterfly?
this from.
Yeah. Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, no. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of the same when it came to going full time in streaming. I didn't like working normal jobs. I hated it. At least at the place I was working. But before that, I was doing YouTube, and I did that because I was scared to go to college, and I had a summer off, and I needed something to distract me, or else I was just gonna start panicking.
Yeah.
And then people said I should start streaming, and then no one came. And then eventually people started coming. But that's how I got my start in it, I think.
That's
I
cool.
just
Yeah.
love that chat is like, what word are we in? Oh boy, Rosie, a good influence.
You like left a
I-
great impression on Simply Press Mom.
I did. I sent her cards for her birthday
Aw.
because I don't know. She's the mom of one of my best friends now, so I gotta do
Is that her
something.
canon name? Simply Press Mom.
Simply Press Mom, yeah.
Simply
Mm-hmm.
Press Mom. Heard it here
Mom.
first.
Mom. Press on the mom button.
That's fun.
Megan also asked, what's all your favorite colors? Rosie, I already know. LOL, a pink queen.
Green for me, like aqua or teal kind of vibe.
Yeah, I like blue.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but SPM in French is it MSP?
PMS?
PMS.
PMS? Yeah, SPM is PMS in French.
Oh no, Mom.
So yeah.
Hey, Ambular asks, when picking games to stream, do you try to pick games in the same general genre?
I started off that way for sure. And I think in the back of my mind, I always think that. I'm always like, is this going to be a good, I call it pivot. So, like, for example, like Pokemon might not be the same genre as Animal Crossing, but it's still a healthy pivot. Like Legends of Arceus, it's chill, it's laid back, you're relaxing, easy to keep up with chat. So I think it's not always about the genre, but I definitely consider that when I go to pick a game, for sure.
Yeah.
I think even if I don't let that dictate the decision, I still consider it. And then I'll ask myself, okay, do I care? Like if the answer is no, this isn't a good game for stream, right? Because the answer could be no. Do I care? Do I still want to play it on stream? And then I have to assess that instead. So I think that's pretty much the process I go through personally is this game, I do ask, is this a good game? Is this a genre? Is this a good pivot that works for my channel? And then from there, I ask myself, is it still worth playing? Is it something I'm passionate enough about to still, captivate my audience with? That's what it's about. It's about you're showing your passion of games with people, So.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel that because I'm really adamant about like finishing games
I like that.
on stream.
I almost feel so
I
weird
can.
when I don't.
Yeah, I can't. Like I had to like let go of Rune Factory Fire for this reason. Not because I don't like it, but
I did
because
too.
I'm just like I don't have the farting sim like itch anymore. I just want to play Final Fantasy's games. So.
But you feel bad that you didn't go back and finish Rune Factory.
Yeah,
it's
I know I'm
weird.
gonna finish it one day. We're just taking
Same.
a little break, but
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
I just don't feel okay because now I'm like, my perfectionist side is like, it's not done. But also I know if you're playing it, you're not gonna be enjoying it and you're gonna rush things, so it's not better, and we're just like caught in a loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I kind of look at Nintendo as a safe space for me.
Yes.
I'll be like, if it's a Nintendo game, it's a pretty good bet. If it's a series like Animal Crossing, Pokemon, Legend of Zelda, it's a very safe bet. But then I also look at, am I really passionate about a game? Can I, share my enthusiasm and maybe get someone else interested as well? Then, I'm more likely to stream games like that.
Or like if I'm an authority in a game, like that's what made me want to stream Diablo, was because I was like, I know this game like the back of my hand. That game took 9th grade away from me. Yes, I had to repeat 9th grade. I just, that's it. It was all Diablo. So that was like the only part about streaming Diablo 2 that I loved, was because I was able to sit there the whole time and be like, this is how this works. This is the lore here. I really like engaging with my audience that way. So sometimes that's also something I'll consider. Like, do I feel like I have something to bring to the table to this game, right? Sometimes that could be something. But you even touched on this earlier with Final Fantasy, where you were saying like, you kind of identified going into it that it's a slow game, boring game for a lot of people, but you did it anyways because you knew it was going to be a cool experience for the community. There's people out there that are gonna in the future be able to go watch that VOD. I'm sure it's on YouTube. I know you put a lot of your variety on there, and then also the people that were there that got to experience it live. You got to consider that, even if it's literally a portion of your audience. Like, let's be real, sometimes you'll play a game and a third of your audience will show up.
Oh, absolutely.
Not even a quarter sometimes. But that quarter of people are still going to get that wonderful memory and moment alongside you playing that game. And I think you want to consider that. That's something I've learned recently, actually. Was like, I went from being like, oh no, my audience got cut by this much, to no, these people want to watch this. That's good enough. Sweet. Even if it's one person, like, let's go.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's cool.
My thing with like Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts when I've been streaming it, because they're so important to me, is just, if a couple people show up and if I can get one of them even vaguely interested or just, enjoying it, then I am happy.
Right.
Beyond that, anything else is extra, so.
Or at least like enjoying the novelty of it. Like, that's for old games, that's like the best part for me. Because I know in the back of my mind, I can at least cheese on this clunky old garbage game. It's like, like, no matter the game, like, I'm joking, but like, I was playing Sonic Adventure recently.
Oh god.
Half the stream was literally me just cheesing on the way the mouths move.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. Like, it's like, even if people aren't interested in the game, a lot of times you can find something to cheese on and just like, keep people engaged to some extent. So
I refeel that when Crystal played Final Fantasy VII on her streams, like, you had like mods installed in the game, so like the game was like a little bit prettier, but always it would still have like a glitch here and there, like the person that keep like running in like two direction at the same time.
I love
and you're
that
just
stuff.
like, okay.
I love that stuff
like,
in the game.
And I feel like sometimes, even if you're like, there's not a lot of people for the streams, we can all get like passionate together or like feel that passion. Like, I never thought that someone like Andrew could be so obsessed with a character's arm.
It was so funny.
It was so funny. Like, we all got in there, and then like Tifa's boots, and like, I don't know. I feel like
That's what she's known for.
We're definitely talking about her
Of
boots,
course.
and not
Yeah,
anything
definitely.
else on Tifa.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Looking
Just clarify.
respectfully.
Yeah, we're looking respectfully at her boots. She has very bright red, shiny boots.
That's good though.
Oh,
So,
Psychonauts is another one of those. I love that game.
Mhm,
So good.
mhm. There's always like that quirky game that like, I feel bad for the people who missed it.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel bad for them because I'm like, you probably miss on like the best content that I put out there, and like it's
How I feel
sad,
about
you
Shrek.
know. Oh yeah,
Highlight of my career.
all
Best
those who miss a Shrek stream, they all gonna regret it.
Mm-hmm.
Or like the scuff stream. Not the scuff stream. The scut when you cook.
Yes, scuffed eats. Yeah.
Eats. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, I didn't want you to call your stream scuff.
No, it is. What do you mean? What do you mean? Are you kidding? I wish you guys could see my microphone stand is duct taped down. Like
we love
we're here,
that.
baby. Oh, we're here, baby. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Amazing. But like seeing you being so passionate about food, and like I feel bad for all the people that missed those streams because they were so awesome. Seeing you like running around and like, I don't know. It was nice to see you passionate about cooking.
Cooking streams are just fantastic to watch. I love them.
They were fun. It was fun, yeah.
Or like you eating that pumpkin pie and like you just like melting because it tastes so good. Hashtag scuff life.
There it is,
I feel
baby.
that.
Forgive me if I'm pronouncing this wrong. Is it Corch Boy? I don't know if I'm saying it right. What's your opinion on butt emotes being banned by Twitch? This is very important.
I think it's stupid. I think Twitch fights the wrong battles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like my opinion on it. Like maybe they have the resources to do this, and maybe I just like whatever. But I think that while they're spending time banning butts emotes, like how about we get better hate raid protection, please?
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
who cares? Who cares about a butt jiggling? I remember when I first started streaming, a streamer that I used to watch that no longer streams, that was actually from my city in my graduating class. It was crazy. I found him on Twitch. I'm
Whoa.
like, what are you doing here? What? And they had an emote of a cat butt that got removed because there was a butthole on it. So Twitch let them upload the cat butt, but there could be no butthole. The butthole was the difference between being approved and not being approved.
Yeah.
I'm talking a pixel. I'm talking a little black circle pixel was the difference between this emote being allowed on Twitch. Like, are you kidding me, Twitch? Are we real right now? Like, is this really what we're spending our time doing? Like, buttholes?
You could have your zoomed in rebut.
Yeah, they took that out.
They
took
took that out, but like I don't know. Or Crystal couldn't get her peach.
Yes,
Yeah, Daz is saying
Crystal's
it.
peach. Yeah.
I literally.
At this point, it's just a peach.
It looks identical to the ones. It was an ACNL. It wasn't ACNH peaches, which are even worse, by the way.
Yes,
And it
they're
was
way
literally
worse.
me sitting there and like slowly editing the crack, just to slowly disappear.
No,
And at one point, I tried to like put underwear on it because I'm like, maybe this will help. It didn't.
Oh my
They wouldn't let
God.
me have it, and I'm
That's
still a little bit
ridiculous.
sad about that.
Wait, hold on. There was a version of that emote that had underwear on it?
Somewhere in my files, it still
Oh
exists.
my lord. Can we please see that one day?
I need to like
Oh my-
find it for you guys because it is a thing of beauty.
Now that Twitch gets auto approved, you could sneak that on
See,
just
I've
for a
thought
little
about
bit.
that, but I'm
and
like,
then
they've
take it off
told
like a
me
day later.
no. I've
Sneak
thought
it on
about
for like an hour. Just like an hour. Who's gonna know?
I'm really scared because I do have a butt emote of my cat.
Oh, I like the Kira butt.
It's good. I wouldn't be
Like-
scared. I know you mentioned scared. Just for the record, they don't have. You're not gonna get in trouble after
Yeah.
just getting an emote removed. But if you
Oh
keep,
yeah.
if you keep uploading it though, they will suspend you for like not suspend your account, but what they'll do is they put you in a probation.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. I meant like
Yeah.
scared because I love it and I just like I don't want to bring any trouble. It's just that who doesn't love a good
Bring
cat
back
butt?
the crap.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen this one of yours. It's good. I don't think it'll be removed. It's pretty tame. I've
Yeah,
seen some
I
bad
think-
ones.
But again, they remove a fucking peach, a
Mhm.
fruit. So like, we don't know. Look at all those juicy butts.
We like the butt emotes.
We
Yeah, we
love
do.
butts. We love them butts. Oh god.
So I think we're all in agreement here that it's stupid. It's
Yeah.
dumb.
Yes.
They can
Stop.
focus
Yes.
on other
Not bad.
things.
Mhm.
I think the next question is for me. Mossy Fox
Ooh.
asks, has Ollie been a good boy today? Ollie's my 3-year-old orange tabby who is a gremlin in disguise. He's been fine. He's been napping all day. He's good.
How do gremlins work? Like, don't feed them after midnight or something?
Yeah, pretty much,
Be
yeah.
careful. Yeah, okay.
Cheeks for weeks.
this one's specifically for Rosie, but I think any of us could probably answer it. Mossy Fox asked, Rosie, what did you think of the Animal Crossing update? I was and still am overwhelmed by everything that we got.
Yes, it's okay. I just don't really know what to think. I'm enjoying it. I did everything that I could do. Like, here's the thing with Animal Crossing is that even myself as a human, I always have a pause of Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
For me, I would never play AC during the school days because I was always like so busy. For me, Animal Crossing is a summer game. And I always want to play during the summer. So like, yeah, I think the upgrade is the DLC and etc. is great, but like, it's still Animal Crossing. It doesn't like keep my attention for like long enough. And I guess that's why I just cannot stream it. It's just because in my neutral self, I just don't play Animal Crossing all the time, even though I love this franchise because I don't know. It's like, you know, I'm really craving nachos during summer. Or like, I'm really craving a meat pie during Christmas time because it's like attached to like traditions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like routines. I'm a very big routine person. So like, I love it, but I don't have anything else to say because I don't feel like I really enjoy it fully. I think I'm gonna enjoy it more this summer.
Maybe over time as well. Like,
Yeah,
it's not like,
and
it's
over
not like
time
it's
as
going
well.
anywhere, right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. I'm just like taking my sweet time. I did the DLC. I got all my houses done. Yeah.
that's a good answer. Yeah.
I think
Potato pie?
I think for me, like the DLC was great and it added in a lot of new stuff, but I never enjoyed Happy Home Designer. It's just not my vibe. I don't play Animal Crossing to interior decorate. I never have. It's always been about
I
going
didn't know
out
that
and
about
collecting and talking to the villagers, and I really wanted to enjoy it because it looks great, but
That's great. Have you played any HHP at all, really?
tiny bit.
Tiny bit. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that that was not your style. That's funny because it was never for me either.
Yeah.
Ever. I really did force myself to do something new when I went through HHP, and which is probably why once I finished all of that, I couldn't touch the game like more than a day or two a week for a couple months. Like, I'm still kind of just coming out of that right now.
Yeah.
As soon as, like, after I finished the 30 houses or whatever in HHP, I was like dead inside a little.
I haven't even done the 30. I did like 5 and I'm like, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
I
like
think-
the game is not too punishing if you're not like doing it.
Mhm.
yeah, exactly.
I feel like, and like, again, not to like drag the game down again in the mud, but like it really feels like it was supposed to come out way sooner, but we didn't got it because of the pandemic, which is completely fair.
Yeah.
But now I feel like the game is at its like complete state in a way, but it's already too late for me because I played too much of the beta version.
Yeah.
Now I need like to
yeah.
keep it slow and like come back to it to fully enjoy the game.
I get that. I'm sure that you're not the only person that happened to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think all in all, the update was phenomenal. As stated here, like, I think it was great. I think it added a lot of content, but I think that's pretty much it. It was just good. It was great. Good job.
Yep.
Thank you for the update.
Yeah. I do think Harvey's Island was cool. I think if I chose one thing from the update that was like amazing, I think Harvey's Island was the coolest little thing.
Yeah.
I like that they brought back some of my favorite characters.
Mm-hmm,
I will say, I think that was pretty awesome. Having access to those characters and like those shops on the regular is kind of nice too. So.
Flufflebun is asking, what do you usually do after stream to wind down or relax?
I sleep.
Sleep. Honestly, I think I could use a nap.
I go
after
take
every
a nap.
I fight it, but I probably should. I almost think that a reset after stream is essential.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. I don't know if people feel it this. Maybe you guys can relate to this, but I have this phenomenon at the end of every stream. Streaming like randomly engages a bunch of adrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
There's like energy and adrenaline that goes with streaming. And as soon as I hit the stop streaming button, all that adrenaline leaves my body simultaneously, and I get really cold, and then I get really tired.
Yeah.
As soon as the stream ends, like 15 minutes after it ends, I'm like, okay, it's over. Like I either need a nap or like I need a blanket and a nap stat every time.
Mm-hmm.
Same for me. I always go napping, and I feel like that's because I'm like an introvert, and I had like so much of my social battery drained out. My
Yeah.
body's just like, I need to sleep somehow, and sometimes I take like an hour, sometimes an hour and a half nap, like a big nap,
Yeah.
just like to get that energy back on.
It's like a recalibration moment.
Mhm.
So like, even if I'm not napping, I usually need to sit here and veg and just recalibrate for like 30 minutes to an hour, maybe a little longer. Sometimes whether in a game or usually just watching streams. That's actually, I think majority of the time I sit down and throw a stream on for an hour. Just unwind.
Yeah.
Mhm. Or I just need like to get off my chair.
Yes.
My
Mhm.
sweaty, dirty chair. I
Get
just
out
need
of
to
the
get
office, yeah.
get up, touch some grass. And then,
Touching grass is perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wait,
I think my big thing
oh
is
my
just
God.
going to
Sorry,
eat something.
Tony scared the shit out of me.
Tony.
He
Again.
does that.
He does that, yeah.
But yeah, I need to go. I get up, I go get something to eat. I sit back down with my food. I eat in front of my computer like a heathen, but it's fine. And I find a stream, and I lurk, and I disassociate.
Yes.
But I realized I realized this years ago, and I still do it to this day. And I don't. It sounds awful, but when I'm offline, I just go offline. I do this big sign. It's like a decompression sort of thing almost. I once left my microphone on and I did it, and I must have sounded like the biggest bitch. Like I just didn't want to be there, but I need to like breathe.
No, I do that as
Oh.
well. Yes, dude. Like as soon as I hit the stop stream button, you get a out of me. Yes, dude. I mean, I know for a fact I've entered a stream at least once and was like, fuck, finally. At least once. I know I was like, fuck, jeez, finally. So I'm glad I've never made the mistake of leaving my mic on or anything, but I know for a fact, like even in my ending stream, I've like, as soon as I hit the ending screen, I mute the mic and I'm like, I throw my hat off and I'm like, get me out of here.
And for those asking in chat, I think it wasn't end of stream. I think it was midway through stream, and I seem to remember I was with Irvin and Mike, and we were streaming all three of us, which is already just stressful for me. And we had gone on break, and I went, and then someone in chat was like, "Crystal, we can still hear you," and I'm like, "Okay, thanks." It was pretty
No.
bad. It was years ago though.
Yeah.
Years ago, when you were a baby Crystal.
Baby Crystal,
Baby Crystal.
and I didn't have my legs because Twitch stole them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, bear with. The question is loading. Ooh, sorry, there's a lot of names I'm gonna be like just butchering, but is it K Shay Baby? I'm not sure if I'm saying that one right.
Yeah, I know that one.
Is it hard to keep the fun in video games with it now being your job?
What a question.
That is a question.
Yeah, what a question. I've recently had a slight discussion with my lady friend about that actually.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned like, if I stream for 8 hours, there's a good chance I don't want to game, because I just gamed for 8 hours, and like that's a lot of gaming in one day. And even though I've been doing unhealthy amounts of gaming my whole life, you could still only take so much.
Yeah.
So like if I do like an 8 to 10 hour stream, you better believe that like I'm not touching a video game the rest of the night. I'm like reading a book or something. Like, I'm doing something different to stimulate my brain. So it can be tough. It can be really tough to keep the passion for gaming alive while it's your job, for sure. I think the key is this is what I found for me, is giving myself at least one game that's only for me.
Yes.
That has been my key. So like at one point it was Hades. It's recently it's Littlewood. I know you played that one, I think.
So good.
And I'm loving it. I'm playing it off stream. I'm gonna eventually play it on stream, I think, because it's so good. But I've been playing it myself, and I'm just in love, right? And like that, I need that. If I don't have something to latch onto in my free time, I think I will slowly start to despise gaming, that would suck. That would be a sucky feeling. So I've never been there, but I wouldn't want to be for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the key in general, is like to keep something for yourself.
Yeah.
Like a game that you play only for you without anyone else watching. Because it happens to me as well with like my heart. Like if I only do commission stuff and I don't do stuff for myself, I just turn out to be like not passionate about the commissions I'm making anymore because I'm not doing anything for me. So like we always need some me time. Always, always,
Yeah.
always. And I feel like that's a key. That can be about like cooking, it can be about, I don't know, sports, whatever.
It's kind of like keeping the passion alive. I
Mhm,
think that
mhm.
really is. I think that's what it's about. Because like if you're not passionate about gaming, then like it kind of starts, like stepping away from the whole point of streaming. I feel like
Mhm.
that's it for sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've fallen into this hole before, but when I get a new game and I stream it day one and I'm very excited. I did this with New Horizons, I did it with Legends Arceus. I have a nasty habit of making another save file on another Switch and then playing off stream, and then I always burn out and I always do it to myself, so I know I shouldn't. But definitely having
discovered
games
that,
just for you, it's good.
I just discovered that feeling. For the first time as a streamer, I tried playing a game on stream and off stream simultaneously.
Yeah.
And it was Arceus, and I burnt myself out.
Yep.
I learned really quick. It was the first time ever I experienced that. I was like, wow, I just can't do this. I really should not play a stream game in my free time. I don't think I should do that, yeah.
Yeah.
You need to find a way to still play that same save file in your free time without like starting all over.
I kind of did that with Arceus, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I would do all the boring resource collecting in my free time.
Mm-hmm.
I would lay there in my bed and just run around collecting the stuff to make Pokeballs, so I didn't have to buy them and on stream and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think some games are better for that than others. Like for ACNH, I did the same thing when it came out. I would do the boring stuff,
Mhm.
resource collecting and stuff, so I didn't have to do that stuff on stream. Eventually, it all became content for that game, though. So
Yeah. Andrew, or Hex Andrew, asks, what is your favorite game to stream ever?
Somebody asked this on stream recently, and my answer was Subnautica. I'll stick to it. It was so good. It was so good.
My answer changes. It changes depending on what I'm currently playing. The energy when ACNH first came out was very, very nice. But it's kind of bittersweet these days.
Yeah.
The energy with Bug Snacks, I love though. I love that game so much.
You were lit in your Bug Snack streams.
It's so good.
You were lit. Yeah. I love it when you can tell somebody's super enjoying a game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that.
I remember that me and Crystal had something planned after our stream, and she was like, "Oh, I kind of want to finish the DLC," and I'm like, "Okay, sure, whatever." And she streams, and she streams,
I'm so
and she
sorry.
streams, and I think she started at 10 a.m. that day, and she finished at like 6:30 p.m.
I
because she
never
was
go that long.
It's a long
she was
boy, yeah.
super invested, and it was so fun to see her like passionate about it.
Those are the best streams when the time just slips away from you.
Yeah.
Mhm. I feel like right now it's happening with Final Fantasy X. Like, I showed up one night stream. I started around like 7. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna stream 2 hours. I'm kind of tired. I stream until 1:30 a.m.
I fell asleep watching, like you were up later than I was.
Because
my
I was just
God.
like so freaking invested, and I could only think of one thing. And I also had 2 brewskis, so that helped.
The brewskis.
The brewskis. The brewskis.
That's a fun question, though. Yeah, I think it does rotate. And I think you have your current favorite stream game, or like maybe this year's, right?
Yeah.
Like the Pokemon Snap streams were great. I love those. Subnautica, Skyward Sword, because it was my first blind playthrough on stream.
Mhm.
So that's cool.
The
It's always
reload.
cool. Yeah. I love that clip. Yeah. So that's a tough one, but I think Subnautica might take the cake for me. As much as I love so much, it doesn't mean that the other games and the other experiences weren't great, but I think that one takes the lead.
Same for Crystal. My favorite games that I love watching her play through was Final Fantasy VII I just love the night streams vibe in general, and she started to play that at night. And like for you, it's just like all the adult stream, where we would have like the night squad rise up, where like Sunshine, LPK, Wavy, Cozy,
Yeah,
like
that
all
stuff
the
was fun.
girls, we would just get fucking crazy and like say random shit, and you look so fucking done with us. It was amazing. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's something about when the lights go off and like people go crazy and like they're super chaotic.
It's fun.
Yeah, I love the night streams as well.
It's funny because I found a correlation recently that I never noticed. But like a lot of my favorite streams have all been night streams.
Yeah.
And I just realized that like it's because I do so much Animal Crossing that they've all just blurred into one big fun kind of cool thing. So all those other streams stand out as these like wonderful little experiences. So I looked back recently and I was like, why are all my favorite streams have been night streams? Every single one. All my favorite streams have been PM Squad in my chat talking about dick butts. Just like what is going on. So
Yeah,
It's how Ding Dog got created, after all.
I think with the we called them cozy streams, but they were or are chaotic. At the time I was still family friendly during the day, and I was kind of, you know, experimenting with being non-family friendly when I did the cozy night streams. And just something about seeing another side of chat and chat seeing another side of me, and just me being half awake and a little bit just crazy.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun.
I call it pumpkin. After 5 p.m. I turn into a pumpkin. People seeing me pumpkin status is unique to my content. So that makes me think of I think one of my favorite streams that you did was you playing one of my favorite games, Friends of Mineral Town.
Love that game
Yeah,
so much.
you were playing the OG, I think, at one point, right?
I was
Yeah.
for a little bit, yeah.
I love that. I love watching you play the OG. That game is so good.
It is. It is fantastic.
I've been thinking about it recently. I might play it again.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Um,
Chat was horny when it was a cozy Final Fantasy VII stream. You were horny.
Andrew, you were the horny one, and then Chad just
You
kind of
were
fed
the
off you.
horny.
Calling them out.
I just wanted to put out there, though, Andrew said that his favorite streams to watch of us were myself with Stardew, Hylian with OG Animal Crossing, and Rosie with Splatoon. So it's kind of interesting that that wasn't our answers, but, like, you know, everyone still has their
Yeah.
favorites that kind of they vibe with.
I suck at Splatoon. Why
I think
do you-
secretly my favorite Animal Crossing to play was OG.
Same.
Still to this day. Screw every other Animal Crossing. They're all great, but nothing tops those games. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. With Iggy.
I love
Do you not
Iggy.
like Splatoon as much, or?
No, I love Splatoon. I
You-
like that. It's just I wasn't like, you know, like I said, I play certain games with my community, like for them. Like I don't expect really to make content out of that, like a series or whatever. So like for me, it's surprising that like people like when I play that random game that I don't really play that often.
It's cool. It's
That
cool
I still really
yeah.
enjoy, you know.
It's like
but-
really good feedback, and a lot of
Yeah.
times those streams that you do on a whim end up becoming the best streams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
For sure. For sure. Like those streams where you're just like, yeah, we're gonna do this random game, and then you realize like this is one of the cooler, or like the community. Like you said, maybe you don't realize it, but people are like, wow, that was one of the coolest streams you ever did.
Yeah.
I still get that to this day about Katamari. And that's always just been
Yes.
such a
Yeah.
meme for me.
Mhm.
Like it's always just a meme. Like I literally play the game to like, I don't know. Do I say to annoy people because the game is so obnoxious? Just sit there. Like, I don't know. Like, I just want to expose people to Katamari. That's really what it's about.
But
and people love it.
Katamari is just like chaos.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's just like it never gets old, you know? Like it's always funny when you're gonna roll over the fucking cat or like the dog or like the humans and etc. So like it's just I don't know.
That's cool.
You're just very chaotic in Splatoon. I have to say though, it was during Splatoon that Tony scared me with the skeleton. So
There you go.
yeah.
That's content,
Beautiful.
baby.
Yeah. It is my most watched clip on TikTok. I am so pissed. And like on the TikTok comment, they were praising Tony. They were like, "Oh my god, best prank. Oh my god, yes." And I'm like, "Don't take his side. Oh my god."
feed
it's
his
your
ego.
TikTok. Yeah.
Mhm.
Tony needs to get his own TikTok and put that clip up.
Yeah.
What a
Mhm.
legend.
Yeah. Or like recently, I think it was today, people were like, "You need to play more Phasmo." I don't want to play Phasmo.
You were great playing Phasmo.
You think?
You're fantastic. It was so funny.
Oh, again, chat likes to see you suffer.
They do.
like
A bit,
to
yeah.
Yeah.
They Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah, they were praising him. They were like, "Oh yes, this is brilliant, amazing." And I'm just like, "Please, I'm trying to call him out. I'm trying to make him the bad guy. But he's the good guy now." I mean, I guess he's always a good guy, but anyway.
This next one's not a question, but from Not Pepper. Hylian, you cute. Shy. There you go. There we go. Let's get him blushing.
Get out of here. None of that, dude. Next.
Next.
So we've kind of had one similar to this before, but from Titus, everyone, what's a game, if any, that you love to play off stream, but you would never play on stream, and why? Saints Row.
What?
I
Is that your
love
answer?
Saints Row, but it is.
What?
I'm not family friendly anymore, but like I don't know if that crosses any lines. It's not appropriate.
It could. It could. I get that. I did not spot you for a Saints Row fan.
it's so
Holy
funny.
bananas.
It's so fun.
I would love to play throwing purple dildos at people. That would be so amazing.
That is a Saints Row thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that. Oh my gosh. I guess
Mine would have been like horror games, but I feel like I went through that recently because I played Doki Doki Literature Club,
Oh god, that was scary.
yeah.
and that was an experience.
So I've heard. I think
So I feel like horror games in general, like not that I really play them off stream, but like because again I feel like I play most of my games that I love on stream anyway, but like that's a type of game I would never touch off stream and on stream ever.
yeah, that makes sense. Maybe you don't necessarily have that same barrier that some of us have as far as what's good for on and off stream, right? I
Mhm.
don't think every streamer has those same barriers, you know. I think at one point, it's like I at one point in my streaming career, I played World of Warcraft. Like I was playing in my free time because there's like this whole classic WoW thing, and like I played it as a kid, so I was like I wanted to relive the nostalgic journey. And that game was a game where I think I streamed it like twice and tried it because it's always good to try stuff. But I knew, and I still know, that it was never going to be a good stream game. I didn't think it was going to be a good fit at all. I just didn't think that game brought stream energy. I don't know why. It's still to this day, I'm like, not a good idea. So I think that's a good example. And there's a couple other MMOs. I do play MMOs sometimes, and I think those games just don't really work for stream. So where I really love enjoy them in my free time, but the idea of streaming them just doesn't really work. It's like, this isn't gonna work out. So
Let's see. Andrew, I feel
What?
very called out right now. Okay, listen,
Oh,
he needs to
no.
come here. Andrew
no.
asks, Crystal, how many times a week on average do you redo your OBS? Listen, okay? I only did it once in like the last month. I did it twice, okay? But like,
Only
listen,
once.
I can streamline it and make it better, so I do, and then I end up breaking something.
hey,
I've been called out.
I don't know how you do it. Like
I love
I
overlays.
also have one overlay, and it's my camera in the corner, a chat, and that's it.
I experiment, but I do respect SPS for your ability to like stay on your toes with that stuff and stay creative with it. I think at one point I stayed more creative with it personally, and I slowly but surely backed off just because I was like I couldn't be bothered. I was like, is there a way for me to find an overlay that just fits for all games? That's what I kind of started moving towards.
Yeah.
On that note, though, I did just right before this stream, I got inspired to do a new overlay.
Ooh.
Oh,
And I was like,
nice.
frick, I gotta do this podcast, but I really want to sit here and tinker.
Oh,
So
I
it's something
see.
I'm probably gonna work on like the next 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just have like this green, slightly green theme thing. I'm just gonna use a bunch of assets from overlay stuff I already own and build something. I think. I don't know. We'll see.
That's cool.
Nice, nice. I guess it's more like I'm satisfied with what I have right now, but like one day I'm just gonna be bored of it and I'm gonna redo everything.
Yeah.
So,
There's nothing wrong with that. I
exactly,
don't know.
exactly. But yes,
I remember I got a
Crystal
compliment once. Go
is
ahead.
the overlay queen.
I got a compliment from the overlay queen once about about me changing up my overlays per game and the effort I put in. That one stuck with me. I gotta admit. I remember that compliment. I was like, hey, I like doing this stuff, so thanks for noticing.
I appreciate that people notice my overlays because, Mike, my partner, he'll come in and he'll be like, I like watching games in full screen. Why would you put it in windowed? And I'm like, okay. He doesn't really get it, but
Yeah,
I like
that's
it.
funny
So.
because the one I'm thinking about is a windowed one. I haven't done one of those in a while either. So
Yeah.
So it's tough. I think some games are better in the windowed mode than others.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Some games
Right,
just
so-
fit it better. So.
And also, it matters green screen.
Yes.
Like if you're green screening, it doesn't really matter at all.
Mm-hmm.
But like the setup I'm thinking of is a non-green screen using another camera I have. And I was like, yeah, it would be nice to have a windowed gameplay, so I'm not putting my camera in front of the game, because people complained about that before for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I should probably set this up. So I'll do something similar to one of yours, like, have a little chat, have me, my camera, my chat on the side, and then have the game in a window. So
Yeah.
it'll be fun.
LPK asks, in terms of Twitch being an art form, do you feel like you have enough creative control over your own content?
Ooh, what a question.
Mm.
I'd say yeah. I think I have full control. I think sometimes you do feel like you don't because of the game thing. I think a lot of times you put pressure on yourself to stick within a certain game and a certain genre, and then you can feel like your creativity stifled because of that.
Mhm.
And that's a sucky feeling. But I think aside from that, I feel like I have full control over. I think the only thing that limits me is my abilities and the knowledge I have. Like, for example, YouTube. Like, I'm not good at editing, and I see other people do stuff. Like Dazabounds in the chat, he's a perfect example. He does all this super cool production stuff. He has bananas falling from the sky when people use an alert, and he has like Isabel balloon across the screen when he gets a gifted sub. And like I see that kind of stuff and I want to do it, and I do feel limited because I don't have the skills. But aside from that, I think it's pretty freeform. It's very free.
I feel like I'm restricted mainly to my computer because my computer is not like that amazing at doing like streaming and playing the game. It's really good
Yeah.
at streaming. It's really good at playing the game, but both at the same time. Sometimes it's like a little bit wonky, and sometimes the wires touches each other.
Yeah.
So I feel like sometimes I really feel like I want to play a game, but I'm like, I don't think I can do it. Like some days I feel like I kind of really want to try to stream The Sims because I really like this type of content, but I know it won't work with my current setup. So
So like you're limited because your PC can't run it.
pretty
Right.
much.
Yeah.
Or like I want to have like, I don't know, I also want to have some bananas falling off the screen. My OBS is popping off when people are spamming emotes, so I should probably not have bananas running across my screen.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Even my computer limits me a bit with that, so I get that. For sure.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So other than that, I don't feel like I'm really limited.
Yeah, I feel like in years past I would have felt like that. That I was limited because I didn't know how to do certain things. I didn't know how people did certain like graphic assets or special effects and stuff like that. And I feel like just over time I've researched, I've learned, I've tinkered, and maybe it hasn't always looked great, but I've like, kind of found my own way. And I'm constantly learning how to make new things, and
Yeah.
I don't really feel stifled. It's just I have to go out and learn.
Right. So like I feel like the question was almost philosophic. Like,
Mhm.
do you feel like you you don't have as much creative freedom in general.
Mhm.
And I don't think any of us feel that way here. I don't
Yeah.
know. I think that's one of the cool parts of streaming is that you kind of could do what you want within certain reason or limits, like computer or knowledge, or those limits we put on ourselves, like the games we play, right?
Mhm.
Because that's a self-imposed limit. You know, in all reality, you could just go on Twitch every day and do whatever the heck you want. But then you're thinking about your numbers and all that weird stuff, and it's like sometimes that can limit your creativity.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I also feel like, for example, in my case, I have like a part-time job on top of being an artist, on top of like having projects. I have to be honest, sometimes I just like when I'm done with like all those other life situation, I don't want to watch a video about like how to make a certain type of like plugin in OBS and etc. I'm just like
Mhm.
tired, you know? Like,
Yeah.
so I feel like time and my energy also limits myself to learn new things that I could do. And I'm just
yeah.
like stuck to the same thing. I just need like to get out there and like drink coffee and like learn as much as I can one day.
Yeah, it's tough. So especially, I don't know that feeling. I did have a job at one point while streaming, of course, but quickly I walked away from that. I think I can relate to that in a different way though, because I've recently realized like if I want to progress in other departments like video editing, I would have to not stream as much. I realized at one point in my journey,
Yeah.
like streaming 8 hours a day, at the end of the stream, you think I don't want to do anything else. I don't even want to be at my computer, you know? So I realized like some days I have to slow down and stream 4 to 6 hours maybe, and then go and sit in front of YouTube for an hour and learn how to video edit, you know? Like, so I think that's also something. So I can relate to your work comment like that way. Sometimes I'll go too hard on Twitch and then I don't have the energy to do anything else, right? So
It's more easy to put like content on Twitch in general because you just like press the button and like
yeah,
the content can like create itself as well in
It's
a way. It's like a combination of like what's happening, what you're saying, what you're thinking, and like the chat.
yeah.
So like, yeah.
It's weird, but streaming is almost the easiest part of content creation.
Mm.
That's what I've said. Like for me, the easiest thing that I do is go live and hang out and play games. It's all the other stuff, like keeping up a chat can be a little tough, but like the messages outside of chat, the emails, you guys organizing this podcast, like it's like all that stuff that ends up being work. But like the stream itself is like the easiest part of what I do.
Yeah.
Like if I could just sit in front of my stream all day, I would. I'd be like, all right, I'm here doing whatever I want to do, you know, but you can't all the way do that. You have to kind of acknowledge that there's work to be done, which sucks. I hate it.
Anonymous asks, if you guys are Twitch mods, what's the weirdest experience you've had modding a Twitch chat?
Oh my god, I can go on and on and on and on.
I feel like
about
everyone's
weird
had kind of some weird
situation.
experiences.
Yeah, especially because I used to mod for you, and I currently mod only for Crystal, pretty much.
Right.
And even with that, I'm not really modding. I'm just like using my powers to announce pee pee caca, and like that's it. I'm not really like modding anymore, but like, oh my god, will I ever remember that person that was like, okay, Josh, wrap it up. Talking is not on the menu. I still
Oh.
remember that person.
The wrap it
Till
up
this
buddy
day.
guy.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
wrap it up.
Yeah, I was like deep into my intro, like 45 minutes to an hour of just talking to start on my stream. And this guy came in chat and he's like, wrap it up, buddy. We want some Animal Crossing. Like, could you ever imagine like
Oh
like,
my god.
the moment for me was so funny because would you ever think in your life that somebody would demand Animal Crossing?
It's what?
It's like he literally was like, we want Animal Crossing. Get out of here. Like it's still a meme to this day. It's like, really? That's what you're like, dude, the AC fans go hard apparently. So.
Just
And
ate his
their
daily
that
dose.
request was amazing. I think it was just like, I don't understand what I did wrong, and I'm just like, Everything you did is wrong. Like, how can you not see that? Oh my god. Or yes! The guy that wanted to talk to Josh, and he keep donating money to you so he could insult you.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
And
Dude,
you
it was
made
great.
like $100 or something because he
It was
keep
like-
donating like 10 or like 15 months.
Yeah. That's when he got your FU. Yeah. What a journey that was. That was nuts. You know, I feel like Roszipou might be the more prominent mod out of us three. Is that true? Like, I don't know how much modding you do, SPS. I don't like.
Just for
most of my
Andrew.
modding is like, yeah, okay. So like
and
most
I'm a
of
lurker,
mine,
so I'm
yeah.
useless.
There it is. I was just about like the only channels I do mod in. I'm the dirtiest lurk mod.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's funny. I had a feeling that you were on the same boat as me. So yeah, I don't have as many good stories as modding because the streams I do mod for. I think the best story I have is Cinderella. They're now fairy godmother,
Mhm.
and I have modded for her. And the amount of times that some goon just came into the chat and like threw her like a negative comment, like was just beyond me. Like I hadn't really seen a lot of it on Twitch besides for like big streamers. But one specific time he came in and like commented on her weight or something, like whatever. And I deleted the message. I was like, get this out of here. And she actually was like, hey, don't delete that message. I was like, what? And she's like, she's like, it's okay. Give him a chance. He gets 3 strikes. And I was like, what? That was like one of the more awkward, like, I felt like the most useless mod at that point. I was like,
He
3
gets
strikes?
3
Like, what?
strikes.
Like, wait,
what?
huh? So, like, again, no hard feelings, of course, to Cinderella. She's wonderful. But that was like one of my first modding experiences was being told not to mod, and I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
What do I do anything? So, that's about it though. I'm not much of a modder.
I don't really have any stories from myself being a mod, but it's become a meme in my channel. The mods have already said it a couple times in stream today. I was streaming Breath of the Wild, and I don't necessarily know if they were trying to be a troll or if they were just kind of weird, but this person came in and they were adamant that I learn how to moon jump in Breath of the Wild, and they would not stop going on about it. And like,
Jump.
sometimes you just meet people on Twitch and you're like, well, you're a little bit different. And he was friendly, or I should say they were friendly enough, but like, they would just not drop it. It's been years and it's still a thing in my community to just moon jump.
That's so good. I love when those memes come up because of that.
Mhm.
I love that. I love memes that come out of those situations. It's so funny to me.
Yeah.
That's the best. It's like channel lore at that point.
That
is.
comment made me think of, there is this guy who is like really notorious to go into Zelda and like Mario
Oh
streams
god.
and just like typing out the strangest comment about licking their own poop or something.
I know exactly who
And-
you're on about.
And every day we had like to ban their messages because as soon as Crystal would start streaming, they
They'd
would
be there.
like they would be there waiting to spam their comment about whatever fecal matter they want to talk about. And I remember that they would create alternate account because we would like ban them all the time.
Jeez, the dedication.
So every time they would talk in chat, the bot would pick it up and like ban them. And like their unban request was like, "You're mean. I don't even have the time to talk."
It was literally, they come in and they're really well known apparently in the Mario and Zelda communities. They'll just troll around both of those like directories. And they come in with the exact same username, just slightly different numbers on the end. So I set it up in Stream Elements to automatically ban them if anyone with that name came into chat. And
Nice.
I think they picked up on it because the unban literally message was, "That was very rude of you." And they haven't come back.
Oh my gosh, nice.
It's like, what are you
Well,
on about?
way to snuff out a troll. Nice.
It was so funny. They made it really easy though.
Yeah, yeah.
I have so many stories. Oh, the girl with your nails! That bitch!
That was offensive.
That
Oh my
bitch!
god. I don't even know if I want to know.
Oh my God.
gosh.
Right before Crystal came in, that person typed, "Hey Crystal, are you gonna have like shitty nails today?
I had painted them.
Or
And
like chip nails?"
They had like come in
And-
the previous stream were like, oh, your nails are really badly done. And I'm like, how well can you see? Because I'm using a really shitty webcam, and I'm also like, you know, this big on my own screen.
Yeah, what the heck? And I mean, looking past the fact that like, why does it like what?
What? Exactly.
Like, let alone like what? Huh?
It was
People
the
are so
weirdest
crazy.
thing. It was one of the weirdest
Yeah.
trolls.
So we banned her, and then her unban request was like, "I'm sorry, I had a bad day."
Oh,
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
so like I can be a bitch on my good days and my bad days then, because I'm just gonna get everything that I want, and like people are gonna excuse me for being like a shitty person because I had a bad day. I have
Stuff
so
that
many
people put out there.
stories.
I can only imagine. Like I said, I think you're the story holder here because
Yeah.
I don't do enough modding. But of course, we have stuff from our own chats, but it's not the
Mhm.
same. We're not moderating our own chat necessarily. So
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
do,
their
but we
friend
don't.
also came in and they're like, "Oh, please, can you unban my friend?"
They're
Yeah, you
friend.
totally did not make another account. I've been
What?
around these waters.
I've never
Don't
seen that
bullshit
one.
me. Oh no, not that person. That person that like added me on Twitter. And they follow both of you. And Crystal's partner and like personal friends. They added me telling me how much of a horrible person I was because I banned them because they called Pepper a dildo. And apparently that was not nice of me of banning them for that reason. And they made like a call out tweet, like they're trying like to cancel me.
But they're not
And
mad
it's so
about it. They're not mad. That was the thing they had
They're
to
not
stress.
mad. They're not mad, but they want to let me know that it's been 2 years since I banned them.
Oh my gosh.
And then I was going through their tweet. And that person added you in the tweet. And they said, HylianDescent is such a shitty person. And like, I'm like, what are you trying to do? Why are you hiding people and like saying they're horrible? Like, what is up with you?
People
Are
are just
you
too much
okay?
time on their hands. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Or like, at some point they messaged some people part of the club tournament and they were calling them Nazi because they were supporting like Ukraine's foundations. And apparently that was eugenics of them. They are out of their mind.
Sometimes it be like that, yeah.
Yeah, and you're just like,
Yeah.
what is the correlation? What is the correlation about like a dictator and like trying to support people who are dying in Ukraine right now? Like, I don't get it. Explain to me.
Yeah.
Explain how dumb you are. I don't get it. End of the stories.
Little add-on.
No, they were good. They were good. I'm
One-
glad you had some for us.
One small add-on to that last one. That person came into my YouTube comments and was hoping I would visit their dream address. Same exact username, profile picture, everything. After
Get
calling me a
outta
Nazi.
here.
I looked and I'm
Get
like,
out of here.
yeah, they came in.
What?
They
The
did. I thought it was
nerve.
hilarious. I'm like, wow, I wish I had, you know, that kind of confidence, to be
Yeah,
honest.
like the gumption. The
I know.
gumption. That yeah. Oh my
Not
Lord.
only they calling you a Nazi, but like then they just, you know, want to be featured.
I know.
Yeah.
They do, Andrew, yeah. Officer Jennifer is asking for Josh. When do you eat? Because you wake up early and never take long breaks.
It's usually it's like a post stream thing. Like I've actually gotten to almost a habit I don't like, whereas like my hunger starts as soon as the stream ends.
Mm-hmm.
And this is from work. I will be honest, I've had this habit my whole life because I've worked jobs and worked for people that weren't really the best about this, right? So when you cook, I don't know how many people here have cooked like in the chat but when you cook on a line in a very busy kitchen, a lot of times breaks don't always come. Yes, generally speaking, you'll get a turn to step off the line, go use the restroom. But when you're in a hustle and bustle environment, it's like you better hurry up. You better scarf down a bite of a sandwich and you're running right back to the line. So over time, like as a manager even, I just learned to work for like 8, 10, 15 hours a day without eating. And then I would end my work day, and same thing with stream, And then as soon as that workday ends and that stream ends, my stomach's like, you better put something in me right now, dude. So, so like every single day, as soon as the stream ends, like one of the first things I do is go into the kitchen and get myself a meal, like right when the stream ends.
Yeah.
And then I do that pretty often. Yeah. So that's the answer. I do try to eat breakfast. I remember one time distinctly Roszipou yelled at me about that. So I really do try to eat breakfast.
Almonds, dude.
Yeah, so I do try to eat breakfast when I can. It really does set the difference in like a hangry moment or two in stream. So I've learned that breakfast is good. I've always actually been a breakfast person in life. And it wasn't until I started streaming so early that I kind of stepped away from that. So that's like something I'm working on incorporating, but that's cool. Yeah, good question.
If you start your day with like a good breakfast, you can hold on for a very long time, I feel like.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, at least put something in your body.
I want to comment on the last question for like real quick. Something popped in my brain. There was a guy that when they were selling Amiibo Sanrio or Amiibo Series 5 or 4 or whatever, I was ordering a bunch at a time. I was like, I'm gonna order like 3 and then give them away. So I went to like 3 different websites, like Best Buy, Target, and I did this all live. And I was like, all right, guys, I got like 9 packs. We're going to give away like half of them. Some guy went on Twitter and for 2 weeks added me every day and was like, HylianDescent is scalping Amiibo packs. And he's scumbag of the earth. Don't let him do this. And for like a week straight, this guy added me like every day. Every day. Dude, it was crazy. I just wanted to throw that out there real quick because it just came to my mind. But
yes,
Lord.
Because giving them away for free is scalping, right?
He's a cheat, and this guy had never been in my community. He was there like one day. He just like bored. But yeah, thank you, Officer Jenny, for asking. Yeah, my eating routines are actually super unhealthy. I will admit that my first 3 years of streaming have been unhealthy, and that's like one of the things I started working on last year is like healthier stream practices. Because if I plan to do this for a long time, I have to learn those habits. I've realized that, you know. So some things that maybe some of you here are a little bit better about, I'm not going to make assumptions, but like I know SBS, you have pretty generally healthy habits, it seems, with streaming. And like I kind of look up to you and like some other people for inspiration with that, you know. Like Tiggs is a good example of someone who I think he has very healthy streaming habits. He's a very healthy guy, and like I look up to that a bit. Like I would like to get better about that for sure. So
yeah, I just wanted to put out there, I don't know how you don't eat before stream. I tried doing that. I do intermittent fasting every now and then.
Yeah.
And I was trying to eat after stream, and I would start stream in the morning, and I get so hangry at people. I just would not be myself. I couldn't do it.
I've had my hangry moments, so I've learned for sure. And I've also gotten better about just having a couple snacks on hand. So what some of y'all don't realize is, I don't talk about this, but I'll take those 5-minute breaks that maybe happen once or twice a stream, and I go to the bathroom. I'll run upstairs and I will eat a whole freaking handful of almonds in like a second, just like, and I run back down to the stream. So I do actually eat more during stream than you think. I just don't like eating while streaming. It's weird.
Yeah.
And one time I kind of choked on an almond, and it scared me, and I never want to eat on stream again. No, because I almost couldn't breathe. Like seriously, like it, like I stopped breathing. Like I got up and I ran off the stream to the bathroom, and I sat in the bathroom and was like, like I could not breathe for a second. And then it came back, and it was such a terrifying moment. I was like, dude, I'm just never eating during stream again. So I do it every once in a while, and I like make a point to just not talk for like a minute while I'm like
saying this, and I feel the panic attack again because I remember when you just like ran off, and like I think exactly, Cozy and Sunshine, we all just panicked, the 3 of them at the same time, and we're like, all right, streamer's dead, what are we doing now?
I just put a finger up. I was like, and I just ran. Dude, so yeah, I was trying to throw it out there. So
every time you eat almonds now, like the chat is shaking. You're
seriously,
like, no,
like
please.
I eat almonds one at a time now, and I chew it 5 times more than you have to. I'm just like, this thing's going down.
Okay.
I feel like, you know, because part of the job is also like talking, but like I cannot eat at the same time because I'm too busy talking.
Yeah, that's it. That's
and I just don't want the people to hear them while
Same
I
here.
eat, you know?
And like that's why I choked that time, because I kept trying to talk while having like a little bit of like, you know,
Mhm.
something in my mouth, like, and it just did not work out. So it's weird.
I just want to point out for anyone who is, I guess not modded on the channel, you guys can't see, but Random just banned almonds from the chat, so you're welcome.
No almonds.
No almonds in this chat.
Random's got
Thank
my
you,
back.
Random, for banning the almonds.
Okay, you guys, I think this is actually our last question.
Nice.
From
Nice.
Hey Ambular. What game have you beat the most times? Final Fantasy VII.
Heart Gold, Pokemon Heart Gold.
Wait, how many times have you played Final Fantasy VII?
Far too many. I own
Really?
it
I didn't know
everywhere
that.
you can. I've beat it far too many times.
So, Roszipou, how was our game the same?
Huh?
Yeah, yes, my Heart
Really?
Gold.
Such a good game.
Pokemon Gold / Heart Gold is my most played video game of all time.
I love
The
that
amount
game
of
so
time I
much.
put-
It's
Oh
the
my
perfect
lord.
remake. It's the perfect generation. What can I say? What can I say? It's so
I
good.
think if there's a close second, it's actually The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. I have a count.
So good.
I have beat Wind Waker at this point 17 times, and that includes my 100% this last year.
So
17
good.
times I beat that game, and I'm so proud of that fact. I'm such a
Mhm.
nerd. I love that game.
I still haven't played it, but I've seen so many playthroughs that like it happens to me sometimes. Like some people are like, "Oh, I want to like." For example, it happened when like Black Snack released. They're like, "Oh, Rosie, when you gotta play Black Snack?" I'm like, "Well, I kind of already played the game because Crystal played it twice on stream, and I was there both same time. So I just there's some games that like for me, either I watch people play it or I play it myself. And I feel like Wind Waker is like one of those. Like, yes, that could be fun playing it for myself, but I know I'm gonna only play it one time because I've seen so many people play that game.
Right. That happens to me all the time. That happened with Elden Ring. Like I was like semi-interested in that game just because I never played one of those games. Like, you know, it was hype. But I saw so much of it, I don't think I could touch that game for a little while. Unless I might soon, but that like happened to me for a while. I think another game that happened to me with was for a while there was Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, I actually got sick of Breath of the Wild streams. It was like right when I started streaming. I was like, this game is streamed too much. It's boring. I was like, I don't want to watch people run through this world anymore. Like I really got burnt out. So then it made me not want to play the game. I don't think I've played Breath of the Wild in like a year and a half because of that.
Yeah.
Just so many streamers have played it and I just can't do it.
Totally fair.
Yeah, that was a good question though. Yeah.
Talking
was.
about Shard Gold. Is it
Shard
because of my
Gold.
captions? Is my
No,
caption saying Shard Goals instead?
Listen, I know Trouble Goats and his name reflects his personality.
I love that
He
username.
is Trouble. So
Perfect.
So just, you
I
know,
was like, did I miss anything?
sometimes I think Trouble Goats doesn't watch the stream. He just keeps the chat up and throws random messages in occasionally. Yeah.
Amazing. I love a good chaotic person because earlier Random was like, oh my god, those captions, and I was like, what's up, what did they say? And apparently I said something with Hitler,
Oh.
Whoa. Well then.
and I'm like,
Sometimes
oh
they're
well.
just off.
Yeah.
Especially with me with my big ass accent, you know.
That's so cool that your most played game is Heart Gold. I did not know that. I'm actually so happy we lined up on that.
Like
that's so cool.
you don't know how much I restarted that game. I tried to do Nuzlocke of that game before. I tried to do challenges. I tried
To
to
be fair, I put
like-
regular gold in the mix as well though.
mm,
Because I played a lot of regular gold. I'm not
Mm.
sure how old you are, Rosie, but like regular Pokemon Gold and Silver was like the perfect generation for my age. Because like I played blue and then I played yellow, but Gold and Silver came out when I was around like 10 to 12 or something. So it was like that perfect Pokemon game where I was like becoming like more of a full human. I had my own thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like that's different. Like Pokemon Blue, yeah, sure, I loved it. Yellow was great. I was a little kid, like, you know, yellow. But Gold was the
Yellow.
game that I like. I just fell madly in love, where I could like really, really embrace a Game Boy game. So I feel like I have to combine Gold and Heart Gold in that answer, though.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say though, my fixation with Gen 2, I feel like it comes out because it's a game that I didn't play when I was younger. So I had Yellow. I never had a Game Boy Color. And I didn't know that you could play Game Boy Color game on your Game Boy Advance for the longest time ever.
Oh, whoa.
And
So
yeah.
when I found that out, the first thing I bought was Pokemon Crystal, and I'm like, yes, I can finally play those games not on an emulator. And that was the most genuine Pokemon experience I ever felt. Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
could finally have a game with like Cyndaquil, the Pokemon I love the most,
Yes.
etc. So like I really have a special connection to it because like it's a game that I always wanted to have, and because I always wanted to have it, I wanted to have like that perfect playthrough again that I had that one time, so I keep like restarting it so I can have like that perfect
Yeah.
experience back again.
That's why I didn't even play Crystal. Even though I identified that Crystal was the superior game, I played it once and went right back to Gold. Because I was like, I can't help it. Like, I was definitely one of those gamers that played something, was like just proud of a certain game, you know?
Mhm.
Like, if that makes sense. Like, I would play a game just because I was proud that it was my favorite game, kind of weird logic, like even if the other one was better. So yeah.
I kind of feel that because when Heart Gold released, I tried to play Crystal back again, and I couldn't because in the original Gold and Silver, you can have Mareep after the first gym, but not in Crystal.
Okay.
And I just need my little booger, you know? I
Aw.
just need him in my team. So like,
That's cute.
yeah. So I cannot play Crystal because I cannot have Mareep.
That's a good enough reason for me, though. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
I remember catching my Mareeps up going towards the Lake of Rage. So I'm right there with you. I want Mareeps there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. That's such a weird thing to remember. Why do I know where Mareep is in Gold as a 30-year-old? Well,
It's really important. Please be aware. It's really important.
Yeah, awesome.
really
awesome
important.
questions today. I was really pleased.
Yeah, thank you.
I didn't know how
guys
many
so
we would
much.
get. So
Yeah, me neither.
I wasn't sure
Yeah.
either, but it was fun. It's cool to, you know, essentially have three different streamers' perspectives, three different people's perspective on streaming things or just gaming things in general.
yeah.
Um,
And I learned a ton about you too, which is super cool.
yeah. I feel like we
Mhm.
never get to just like chat.
How many questions did we have? Just by curiosity.
That was 29 in total, I think, but there were a couple
Sheesh.
dupes there. So
Okay. Was there a question that you had to delete because it was bad?
no, thankfully not. Chat was very
Wow.
good.
Wow!
Well, I was totally thinking at least one person would hit that form up with a like, how big's your, you know?
Thankfully not. Thankfully
yeah,
not.
yeah.
Good job, chat.
So how big is it? I'm so.
Okay. No, don't. Your ego? Yeah, not big enough, I guess.
Oh my god. Oh no, I'm sorry. I just had to.
That's okay. I set you
Oh.
up. That you alley-ooped. That's all that was.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, we did have a Buff Daddy question.
True.
To start us off. Yeah.
Mhm.
True. Someone
Mhm.
slipped that one in. I guess I didn't win completely,
Mhm.
but it's all right. I'll handle my chat when I get back home.
Yeah, perfect.
Chat, you better run.
Run. People run.
But yeah, Hylian, thank you so much for coming on with us. I do appreciate you putting up with our antics.
No, it was a blast.
And we usually wrap up stream by kind of doing our own little like shout out. So Hylian, you know, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you all about?
All right. Well, I'm HylianDescent on pretty much everything. So it's HylianDescent, HylianDescent, the Descendant. You'll find HylianDescent, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff, whatever. I mainly stream on Twitch as my bulk of content creation, and you'll see me do Animal Crossing, you know, farming sims, and then Nintendo stuff is like my main thing. So certainly happy to be here today, and I appreciate it. I think that's about it as far as my socials and stuff go. So definitely check it out if you all have time, and I'm always looking to meet new our fellow, you know, Nintendo fans, gamers, and just like-minded individuals. That's been my goal since I started streaming, just, you know, meeting unique, you know, just like we have here, this podcast, meeting people like you two, just like-minded individuals with the same, you know, goal in mind as far as content creation, but also just understanding that the internet doesn't have to suck. So thank you too for continuing that trend of creating a space on the internet that isn't just a cesspool. I really appreciate that. So thank you.
Well, thanks to you too, because I really feel safe with you and your community, and you are probably one of the most hard-kinded person. And whoever is gonna go against that, I'm just gonna fight them.
Oh,
I'm gonna
thank
put the
you.
cucumber
Oh god.
where it is.
No, not that.
The
no.
cucumber, though.
Because
How did
yeah,
we go
you
full
are
circle back
so
to that?
kind-hearted, and I know that you don't put enough time for yourself, and you just started doing that, and I'm proud of you. And yeah, I'm glad I can call you a friend
Oh, thank you,
in
Rosie.
some way.
Same to you, and same to you, Crystal.
Oh.
Thank you guys so much for inviting me and having me on the show.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's all I'm about. But thank you very much for giving me the opportunity here today.
I also just wanted to thank you for spelling out your name. You have no idea how many times I triple checked how to spell descent before we went live today. You have no idea. Apparently, I
It's
don't know
weird,
how.
There's two different types of descents. One's falling, and that's the one that people think that I am.
Yeah,
A Hylian that's falling. or
Hylian
something,
falling.
I don't know. So
All right, Rosie, who are you? Where can we find you?
In the bed sheets.
Oh my god, Rosie, no. We
I'm
got
sorry, I
so
had
far
to.
today.
I'm sorry, I could handle.
Someone spray Rosie for me.
Josh's face wasn't ready.
We need to prepare people for the flirting
nothing
before we
could
go
have
live.
prepared me with that. Oh my god.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm Roszipou. You can come find me at twitch.tv/Roszipou. I guess I can spell it. ROSZIPOU. I
There
can
you
spell
go.
in English. And if I can just do a quick shout out for something that is happening in my life.
Mhm.
Tomorrow I am going to be in Montreal for 4 days for the Montreal Comic Art Festival, or in French, Festival de BD de Montréal. And you can find there me with my new book. So if you are in the Montreal area, don't be shy to come and say hi. If you want to
What
have
is that?
a book of mine and sign, I would really appreciate if I could see you guys.
That
That's
is the
so
coolest
exciting.
thing.
I know. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. What would it take for us to get a book sent to us that you signed? I pay for the shipping.
Mm,
I want one too.
Is that a thing?
yeah,
we want-
I'll do something. I'll do something, definitely. I still need to talk with my editor because I'm gonna grab my books tomorrow night. And I still don't know how many copies I'm gonna get because there's a total of 100.
limited edition.
Yeah, limited edition.
Well, if you have any left after your event,
Mm,
consider us.
yes, I will definitely.
Awesome.
And what about you, Crystal?
My name's Crystal. I go by SimplyPressStart online. I'm not gonna spell it out because your girl can't spell out loud. I just don't. I do a variety of games on my channel, and this weekend we're trying out the early access of My Time in Sandrock, which I am super excited for.
Nice. You're checking that out?
It's gonna be so much fun.
I thought about it as well. You're kind of inspiring me now. Holy heck.
They did a going off topic. They did a live stream last night showing off kind of like early footage of the game and stuff like that, and it looks phenomenal. So I'm
Nice,
excited.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm SimplyPressStart or Simply_Press on pretty much everything, and yeah. Hylian, is there anyone who you'd like to raid tonight? Is there anyone online?
Whoa, I get to choose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go ahead. I do have Twitch open. Why
Are you
don't
guys
we-
making fun of my spelling? Y'all.
Why don't we go visit Mad's world playing Stardew Valley?
Ooh. Okay, let me see
They're
if
trying
I
to
can...
catch an eel.
Yes.
They're in spring year 3, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
I love
I'm
Matt's
also
world.
in year 3 in my Stardew playthrough, so that's cool.
That's usually where I end. Year 3 is like my cutoff. All right, let's get that raid. If you guys want to copy down that raid message, please, and thank you. If you don't have our emotes, that's fine. You do not need to use them. And reminder, we do this podcast every other Wednesday. So if you guys want to come back for more chaos, feel more than free.
Nice.
And I believe our next episode is gonna be the last one.
For this season?
Yes.
Are we doing this?
And I heard, yes, I heard there's gonna be a sleepover. So bring your pajamas, bring your bottle spin, bring
dear.
your snacks. It's gonna be fun.
Get ready
Can't
for
wait.
some truth or dare.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, Hylian, once again. And yeah, let's get this raid going. I didn't set it because I know it went earlier for you, and I saw it did it for me earlier too, so I didn't want it to
I
cut
don't know
us
what's
off.
going on today. No, thank you so much again for having me. I just want to shout out the chat. You guys are awesome. I love you guys.
Yes, thank you so much for coming in. It was amazing. We could say hi to everybody, but make sure to come back not next Wednesday, but the one after, for the final episode of the season because it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'll retweet it for you guys too. So
Thank you.
Alrighty, you guys have a fantastic rest of your night. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Yes, goodbye. Bye bye.